calling all non-Americans out there, and maybe some Americans. Remember when we did a tour?
I do.
We did a tour all across America last year, and a lot of you guys, especially outside of America, were like, damn it, I wish I could have seen it too. I wish I was in America. Hell, there might have been some Americans who missed out on it. Well, lucky you, we are releasing one of our shows just for you.
Yes, we are releasing one of our shows for early access for a limited time only.
And if you did want to grab some of the merch that we sold on tour, that is all going to be available for a very limited time with 1 or 2 new pieces.
This is your last chance to get tour merch, guys.
So if you'd like to check it out, because again, it is limited access, so get in quick. Click the link down in the description below to get your tickets now.
It's only available for a limited time, so don't waste it.
They get you to go on your knees, and then you have to make baby noises.
I worked in the club here for a while.
It's allowed on YouTube.
I watched a star dressed up as Violet from Violet Evergarden get DP'd.
That's a thing. You just what?
Welcome back to another episode of Trash Taste. I'm here with the boys as usual, Garnt and Joey, and today joining us is Sykkuno. Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Was I not? I look.
No. You're going to have to get close to the mic as well. This mic is a sensitive
we're gonna have to
boy.
eat
We're going to eat it.
Yeah,
mic,
I
yeah.
have one of these. It's
So, do you want to? We get this comment all the time, just in case. Do you want to explain who you are, what you do, kind of like what you're known for?
Self-intro.
Yeah, self-intro. Go for it.
Oh man, what am I know? I play video games. A lot.
doesn't?
Yeah.
That's most of it. Yeah. I just
I mean, you just kind of explained every Twitch stream out there, right?
Yeah, that's most. Well, not all of them. A lot of them don't play video games.
That's
I
one
don't
right here.
play
One
a
right here
lot. I
now.
try to play some, but I don't play a lot as much
Yeah.
as I should.
Variety streamer of the year, right here.
I don't fall. This is probably age poorly.
Are you coming to the award?
I am, yeah. I'll be there. Well, this episode will be out way after this has all happened.
Oh, okay.
But I am going, so hopefully
You should do.
Hopefully it's not poorly.
Wait.
This is going to be poorly
You
aged.
should do your victory speech now.
No. No.
Oh, wait.
yeah.
Imagine how cool
what's
that would be. Do the victory speech now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The exact same as you would do it if you had just won.
Yeah.
And then when you actually do it in real life, they'll be like, oh my,
I'm not
he was
going to
ready.
win. There's no shot I'm going to win.
Well, why
I think
don't
he already
we
started
cover
the
all
speech.
bases then?
He's-
Do a victory speech, and then immediately afterwards do a speech of like, you know what, I didn't win, but
Yeah.
And the editor will cut the one that's correct.
Yeah.
No, the editor will put the wrong one.
Exactly. And it'll be even funnier.
I don't know. I don't think about a speech. I don't want a speech.
No.
I don't
did
think I'll
vote
win.
for you though.
You could just Bill Words it and just be like, thanks.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the one vote is the Cheeto in the door. It's like
I actually didn't like click the vote.
Oh.
But I pulled it up on stream and went through it and said, this is who I would vote for. And then I didn't.
Why didn't you lock it in?
Well, I'm on incognito. It's connect. The votes are connected to your Google account.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
I'm on incognito because I don't want to leak something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I would vote for this guy, and then I didn't lock
Well,
it.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you didn't even get the one vote, but you'll still win. You don't need
Yeah.
it. It's because you don't need
Hey
it.
man, every vote counts, man.
I
Yeah,
can't
it
wait for
could.
the results to come out, and
He lost by one vote.
He
Oh
lost
my
by one vote, everyone. It was tied.
That would be absolutely terrible.
I was just happy to be nominated. I didn't expect that, so I was pretty happy with that.
But
cool.
you're here for the Anime Awards, right? Because you're presenting an award at the Anime
Mm-hmm.
Awards.
Crunchyroll Anime Awards.
How did
Yes.
it go? Because it's happened when it came out. It went great, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to cover all bases?
Yeah. Actually, let's run through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's just do.
I looked at my script. I don't even know what
Do you know what award you're presenting? Which will be out by the time this is already out. So
I think I'm presenting the last one. I don't know.
of the
Anime
year?
of the year?
I don't know if that's. I actually don't know the exact one. They told me it was the last one. I think.
Okay.
This will be really awkward if it's not the last one. Cut this out if it's not the last one. But that's what they told me. But plans changed. So
Are you a big anime fan in general?
I think I might have watched more anime than you actually. But
Oh, is that a challenge?
I'm joking.
Fighting
I probably-
words.
This year, probably. But I don't know about overall.
I will say I talked to him about One Piece,
Okay.
and he
Yeah.
hasn't seen much One Piece.
Well, it's super long. You could watch like 100 anime in the time you could watch
To be
One
fair,
Piece.
Sykkuno's ahead in One Piece more than I am.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
He's like,
You're the
he's
anime
up to
man.
date.
I mean,
he can compete with Garnt on
Yeah.
that.
Oh right, you're the anime guy.
Yeah, that's it.
Literally your that's your
me.
thing.
That's
You're the
literally
anime
me.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore though. Not anymore.
Oh, not what? Oh right, Connor was telling me this podcast doesn't talk about anime.
we don't.
Yeah, we
that
actually.
true?
I'm glad you're on here because the only time we actually talk about anime is when we have guests on,
Yeah.
and as an excuse to talk about anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Might be the anime episode.
are you generally unfamiliar with the podcast? Have you ever seen any of this?
I've seen like I've never seen a full episode.
I mean,
of
that's
it,
a lot.
but I've
That's
seen
a
like
lot, yeah.
clips from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's long. I get it.
We talk about poop a lot, and
Why is that? Is that?
it's just a guy thing.
Yeah.
Because everyone
just like-
poops, man. You don't poop?
Well, I just don't talk about. Is this,
You
this is
don't-
a guy thing?
I thought it was a guy thing.
You ever thought you want to like figure out if the way you do it is different? Like if you do something.
You know what I do
special?
like a lot? The toilets with the button. I've never seen it till I came to Japan. They have the button that opens, like lifts up the seat for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah,
the
I
fancy
feel like
ones.
I'm gonna go back and just not be used to it because like now I go to the bathroom and I'm like boop and it just opens and then you can close it before you flush, which I'm too lazy to do back
Yeah.
at home.
There's also the ones where if you, in some fancy hotels in Japan, you open the bathroom door.
And it opens.
Oh wait, that does that too. It's
automatically.
a little creepy actually.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah,
like
yeah.
the toilet's trying to speak to me, but
Yeah.
It's like, come on in.
Yeah, there's a few things that are automatic here in Japan that I've gotten used to. Like taxi doors here close automatically. Like the taxi
Yeah,
driver
yeah.
will close the door for you.
even the regular like there's the ones that slide, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I got in, I think on the way here I got in like a Camry or something.
Right.
That was also automatic.
Yeah.
I didn't know Camrys even had that option. Is that like custom made for Japan?
I think it's a custom thing. Yeah,
It
because
might
you
be.
can see that hydraulic thing.
Yeah, my
pushing it.
sister drives a Camry, and that was not an option when she bought it. So I don't think that's normal.
Next time your sister picks you up, you're just going to be standing in front of the door. It's like,
yeah,
is it
I'm
going to
like,
open or?
yeah, I'm like, yours doesn't open, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like every time I go back to the US and the UK, I always have this one awkward taxi ride. The first time I come back from Japan, I walk out the taxi and I just walk away and I don't shut the door.
Yeah.
And they have to like call me back,
And the
being like,
guy's like, what are you
sir, excuse me, can you shut the door, please? I was like, oh yes, I'm back. I'm back in my home country now.
Yeah. Living in
Yeah.
the 20th century.
Yeah, but some toilets also in fancy ones they'll have the ones that the cover opens and also the ones where you walk away and it'll flush for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that one does that too, but I like the manual control of it.
Yeah.
I push
Yeah.
the flush button. I will say there's two. There's one for peeing and
Yeah.
one for pooping.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read Japanese, so I've been pushing both at the same time, no matter what I'm doing, and hoping it does the right thing.
Have you
don't know
encountered a toilet in a bar where it's it's male or female, but it's in kanji? So you
No,
kinda-
I have not. Run into
Okay,
that.
okay.
I haven't been to any bars or anything. I've just been like, so my day has been wake up,
Yep.
sneak up to steal some sandwiches from the fridge that Hassan usually buys and leaves in there.
Right.
I hear him streaming, and he usually doesn't notice because he's streaming.
Yeah.
And then I get ready, and then we go IRL stream.
Yeah.
And we're so tired by like 3 p.m. We just go home and sleep, and then I wake up at like 3 a.m. randomly. Try to go back to bed.
Yep.
Watch some Japanese TikToks, get really weird ads that I think it's because they know I'm in Japan, right?
Yeah.
And the Japanese ads are so strange. I don't know what they're trying to sell me. Like by the end of it, I'm like, I don't know what he was trying to sell me. That guy looked crazy though.
Japanese TikTok is very horny as well.
Oh, it's so horny.
A lot of.
I haven't seen that. What do you see on it?
When I made a new account, the first 10 scrolls were just women dancing.
Yeah.
And I was like, does it
very,
just think I'm a
very
male?
scandalously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, does it just saw I was a male and it just did this? That's fucked up.
It's like, how did it know?
How did it know that that's
now-
exactly what he wanted?
Yeah, how did it know? How did it go? How did it know? Now I think I've tailored it to be a lot of my videos are Vietnamese people arguing with police in Japan. That seems to be a lot of my TikTok videos.
What?
now.
That is so obscure.
Did you get this as well?
No, I know it's a problem, and no, I don't get it, but yeah, apparently it's a thing.
Yeah, I have.
I've never seen
Why
that.
Vietnamese people particularly?
I don't know why. I think the police have like they got something against them.
Are they speaking Japanese to them like when they
Yeah,
argue?
yeah, but with a very like Vietnamese accent.
Right,
It's
right.
very like strong.
I've heard Vietnamese sounds aggressive.
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly.
Well, it's a very tonal language,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Yeah,
like
I'm
very...
half Vietnamname, so I feel like it's sometimes
really?
very aggressive.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Can you speak Vietnamese or?
No. My parents.
What was the pause? What was the
Yeah,
pause?
think
You
about
thought
that.
about that for a
Oh,
second.
well, okay, so someone, if you can say some food names like pho,
Yeah.
you can't really speak it.
Isn't it pho?
Yes, I was trying to see if anyone corrected me.
Yeah.
I just was curious.
You passed the
I
test.
passed the test.
Yeah.
I got my V card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they argue with the police a lot here. I don't know why. But
I think that's just a Southeast Asian
I have a
thing.
lot,
You know?
dude. I'll just be scrolling through and it'll just be standoff after standoff with them
Yeah.
just shouting at each other. I don't know why there's so many.
It's a big problem.
It's a big problem?
It's specifically Vietnamese.
Is it specifically Vietnamese?
Why?
Okay.
Because they hire a lot of labor from Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There's loads of videos of people screaming in apartment complexes at like 2 a.m. arguing with each other and someone just filming it. It's just really weird suggestions if you can tailor it.
I
Well,
have not seen
do
any
it.
of that.
Yeah.
I guess you have to skip past everything that is even remotely like, I guess, sexy. And then the moment you get to someone fighting, you have to stop and watch it. And then it'll slowly start figuring out what you like.
You're gonna like you let
Right,
the algorithm know.
Yeah.
So you have two evils, either sexy TikTok or random Vietnamese people arguing with
World
policemen.
Star Japan edition.
Well, it's interesting because you never get to see this side. Well, at least I
I
don't.
haven't seen that at all. Everyone seems so polite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost too polite. I went on
Yeah.
the train a few times,
Yeah.
and everyone just does their own thing on their phones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
no
the
one
bothers
quietest
each other.
train ride in the world.
Yeah,
right?
it's a little too quiet. Like, I mean, have you guys been to the Bay? Like, San Francisco has this thing called the BART.
Yeah.
It's not as nice. Definitely not as clean. It smells like pee, and when it rains, it smells like omega pee. And if that's a real thing,
Omega P.
but like I feel like here it's quiet. Everyone
Yeah.
does their own thing. You can actually sit in the seats, which is nice. So I'm,
Well,
like,
that
used to
depends on
something
what
else.
train you're taking.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can get a bit too busy where there is nowhere to sit or nowhere to
I
stand.
haven't run into that yet. Maybe I've gone at the
Because
wrong.
you've been going at non-peak times.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also mentioned this is your first time ever outside of the US.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Damn.
It was crazy. It's definitely crazy. It's been a long journey.
How was your first, I guess, international flight?
It was
it's like-
delayed by like 9 hours, which was absolutely terrible. I think
Yeah.
we got here like 4 or 5 a.m.
Jesus.
So that was crazy.
How's the airport experience coming into a new country?
It was pretty okay. I mean, we showed up at a weird time.
Yeah, I feel like you got the best though, because like Japanese immigration is like,
Yeah,
it's
they kinda
barely
just let us
immigration.
through. I was
Yeah.
like slightly worried, and then like a lot of it's electronic. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
filled out this thing on the phone, and then
Yeah.
you just scan your code, and then you just
You're done.
get in. And
Yeah.
that's it.
yeah.
You got the nice version. Like during last year, especially, we had like 10 steps we needed to go
Oh, it
through
was
before
fucked.
we could even like
Probably
get on
'cause
the
of,
plane.
like COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
COVID. Yeah, and the regulations were so much more strict than going to every other country. So you actually got in at a nice time.
I've heard
Yeah.
that.
Every time you have to come back into the country, you have to fill out this form to prove you have a vaccine passport. But I don't understand why I have to do it every single time. Like I've already proved it like multiple times. Why am I still?
That's what I don't understand.
Why do I
right?
still have to resubmit it every single
It's
time I
like
leave
it's
the
like
country?
I'm not gonna like unvaccine.
Yeah,
myself,
I'm
you
gonna
know,
suck it up. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like sucking the snake bit.
Yeah,
out of your
yeah,
veins. It's
like-
like, get it out of me.
I don't get it. Why can I not just show the same thing every time? Or like,
What I don't understand, right, is like is especially if if it's someone who's been traveling in and out of Japan a lot, right? Like you have the travel records on your passport.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
can just be like, well, I
Put the
managed
little sticker.
Yeah. So it's
exactly.
like I got back into Japan after I traveled overseas. So obviously I have the vaccine passport. So why can't you just look at that? And they're like, oh, but we can't confirm it. I'm like, there's a literal physical stamp on my passport that confirms it.
All right, so you've been around Japan for like a few days now. You
days.
said you've tried the different sandwiches that Hassan's bought. Have you tried a lot more kombini food as well?
So we were talking about this last night
Yeah.
a little bit. You told us that the one we liked the most was the worst.
Okay,
one.
what do you think is the best food? Go on, say it. I want you to say it.
Like in the like just in like the type of food or like the.
Sure. In terms of like,
I like the
convenience.
sandwiches a lot,
Okay.
especially because you can just save them. Like I
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like you
yeah,
just
yeah.
can throw them in the fridge and they're still good.
Yeah.
And they're so inexpensive. Everything here is crazily inexpensive. I feel like I think most of the sandwiches, including conversion, is like $2 or something.
Yeah.
Which is
less than I
like
think.
yeah, like it's you can't get anything for that's not even a McChicken, and McChickens aren't that good. I'm never getting sponsored by it. Cut that out. No, they're pretty good, but they're like
Yeah.
where I live, it's like still like $3 or so.
Have you?
for-
Because have you always been on like West Coast America? Like,
I pretty much lived in California like my whole life.
so you've been used to high prices your entire
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Do you not miss the crust of your sandwiches?
Not really.
Fuck, I miss the
mean,
crusts.
Yeah.
Connor doesn't like the bread.
What
I
I
was
like?
told.
No, I like the bread.
Oh,
Wait,
I remember you
no.
mentioned it wasn't like.
Well, Japanese bread sucks compared to like European bread. It's so bad. But then below Japanese bread is American bread, which is like the worst.
What exactly is American bread?
Yo, Wonder,
Like, what do you-
Wonder Bread is ass, bro.
Is that what American bread?
Yeah, that's American bread.
I've actually never had that before, so
What?
I don't know.
How have I had it?
Does anyone go to the store and buy Wonder Bread? Does that?
Well, I mean, the fact that they're still selling it, I assume so.
Yeah.
But like
Somebody
just the
probably
general
does.
on the shelf bread that you get in America is
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, like the supermarket kind of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was staying in Wisconsin for like 2 months or something. And I remember buying a loaf of bread there. And in England, I'm used to you buy a loaf of bread and you either finish it in a week. And if it's
A
not
week, that's too long.
Yeah, I was like, you either finish it in
That's
a
the
week.
absolute max.
Yeah, that's like the
pushing it.
max, right? You have to finish it within a week or you're going to get mold in it. And I remember I'd forgotten I'd bought this bread and I looked at it 2 weeks later, clean, nothing. And Sydney was like, oh yeah, that's still like totally fine. Don't worry about it. Totally fine. It's like 3 weeks to a month or something and you can still eat it. I'm
What
like,
the
what?
Insane. Meanwhile, in Japan, it's like you buy a loaf of bread, it's like, eat it within the next 20 minutes or it's going to go bad.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's true actually.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a charity. We did a charity stream. We were doing a week-long charity event. One of them was where we could buy a lot of stuff from small businesses and
Right.
shout out to small business if it's good.
Right.
Right.
There's one where it was jam. Eat jam with bread, right?
Right.
We had bread that was, I think, a month past the best by date, and we just ate it anyway.
Oh my God.
It's pretty fine 'cause you're in America, right? So it's pretty
We
chill.
didn't get sick, so
It's all that benzaldehyde in that shit.
Have you seen that video where it's some guy took an extended shot of McDonald's and he left it out, and then the fries were just like indestructible.
Oh, yeah, they were
a year
immune.
later.
yeah, they were just immune.
Yeah, they just like a year later they looked exactly the same, and I'm
my
like,
God.
I had a feeling something like this would happen, but seeing it just right in front of my face,
Yeah, it's probably because of all the oil they use. It's just like mummified the fries.
yeah,
Like,
right?
there's got to be some more than oil. There's
Yeah,
a
honestly, yeah.
little more than oil, sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oil alone can't do that.
Yeah,
It's-
I
that's
would imagine,
immortality.
Otherwise, we
Scary.
just like soak ourselves in McDonald's oil and just find the secret to immortality.
Anti-aging. Just McDonald's oil.
The ancient Egyptians could have learned from McDonald's or something.
Yeah, it's just like, there's people in Japan that just live to like 110 or something.
Yeah.
You're like, what's your secret? And it's just like,
It's like, I stay up late to get the oil from the McDonald's.
I eat McDonald's every day of my life. That's my secret.
Jesus.
That could be it, maybe.
Yeah. What's like so since this is your first time out of the US, what's been your first experiences of just like another culture?
It's cleaner and safer is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Like there's like, they just leave their bikes around.
Yeah.
Free bikes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because in LA, right? If you leave your bike, even if you lock it, like you can lock your bike to a post.
Right.
And if it's not a good enough lock, or even if it is, and it's a nice bike, it'll be gone in like 5 minutes usually.
London's
Like, it's-
kind of the same.
Yeah.
I know that you always walk past bikes where the chain is still on, but both wheels are gone.
yeah.
Oh, that happens often, yeah.
And it's like, God damn.
I think though, in the case with Japan, the reason why, I mean, it's mostly also just the fact that people just aren't willing to steal shit in general. But I think in case with bikes, the reason why people aren't just going around breaking locks is because like most people have their own bikes.
And also, a lot of the
I
bikes
mean,
are very
people steal it
inexpensive.
to sell it, I think, in the States.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They steal, if you see $1,000 bike just
Yeah.
sitting there, that's a free $1,000.
Okay, never mind.
And,
I can't defend it.
But also
Yeah,
in Japan, like a lot
they
of
don't
the
even lock it.
yeah, a lot of the
just
bikes
there.
are like $100.
Yeah.
They're very
Yeah.
cheap bikes.
that.
And it's
Yeah.
like, is it really worth potentially going to prison for stealing a tire from a $100 bike?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I have an expensive bike, and I've left it
Wait,
unlocked.
will the
in places.
police actually try and hunt someone down here? Like, I feel like in the States, you can get robbed, call the police, and they'll be like, we'll think about helping you at some point.
it has to be really
depending on-
valuable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's really valuable, I'm not. I don't know if we should talk. Some of our friends' cars got stolen.
Oh yeah, well I saw Ludwig's one.
Yeah,
got
Ludwig's
stolen.
got stolen.
And then
I believe Myth's
Myth-
got stolen
yeah.
too. I don't think the police did much more.
Yeah, Ludwig on his video said that he called the police and they were like, "Oh no, that department isn't working today."
Yeah, they just don't care. You can literally. I think Myth's cars. He has a pretty expensive car. I don't know the exact price.
Yeah.
Right.
They just don't care. They'll be like, "Oh, your car's stolen. We'll think about it," and they'll just hang up or something.
Well, didn't he have to track it himself or something? Because I saw he
Yeah,
put out
he
a tweet
ended up
being
just-
like,
yeah.
if anyone has seen this car,
Yeah.
please, please let us know. Don't let the police know. Just let us know.
So what had happened from what I heard was he actually found the car himself.
yeah.
And instead of just trying to steal it back, he was like, I'm going to call the police and they'll handle it.
Yeah.
So he called the police and was like, hey, my car was stolen, I guess. I found it. Can you help me get it back? And
Yeah.
they just never showed up, I guess. And he just took it back himself is the story I heard.
Oh my God.
So I was like, Yeah, I feel like I don't know if you told me they would try and catch a guy for stealing a bike, I'd be
Yeah.
like, nah, there's no way, right?
But
There's
like,
no way.
but like, if you think about it, is it considered stealing if you're just taking back something that someone stole from you?
Oh no, I meant like the
The guy who stole
Guys-
it.
The guys.
I guess it's
stole it.
also dangerous as well.
Yeah.
In
That's
the US,
true.
bro, I'm
Yeah.
not. Guys
Yeah.
want to steal a car, bro. Who knows what other crimes he's willing
That's
to commit?
true. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. In Japan, a lot of
they don't have guns here.
there's no
Yeah.
guns. Yeah. Well, you can get guns, but you have to. It's like hunting guns, and you've
Yeah,
go through
it's
an
not
extremely long process, and it's
yeah,
like
you gotta get a license for it.
it takes a while. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
I mean, the police in Japan don't have a lot going on, and they have a lot of police.
Yeah.
A lot for like how much they need to do.
Yeah.
Because the government likes giving jobs to people, and so they're just like, you just become a policeman. So they have like tiers of policemen on like how useful they are.
Yeah.
That whole thing though about like the department being unavailable is
That's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, that's crazy.
Could you
that
imagine
it
if you like
happens.
broke your arm and you like called up a hospital and you're like, oh, sorry, the doctor's just not in today.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it's
Just like,
specifically
oh,
police, right? I think
Yeah.
because the police are like, it's not. I know, like during the pandemic, they were like, if the item stolen is below this amount, the police won't show up.
Yeah.
Like if it was under $1,000, the police won't show up.
That's crazy.
Because it's not worth the time to send the
Yeah.
police.
It's like the opposite in Japan, where police look for any excuse to do something, even if it's like the most minor misdemeanor or something like
Yeah.
that. They'll like the entire army will show
Well,
up.
even
I
if
swear.
Oh,
it's
they
like-
spawn. They
Yeah.
spawn like in Cyberpunk.
Oh my God,
The
the-
cop, like if you're doing
Max
something,
Tack or something?
yeah, like if you were like you're having a bad interaction with a cop, within 5 minutes there'll be 20 more to tell.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, you know, you trip over the wrong guy and then you immediately get 5 stars in GTA.
Yeah.
That's kind
Yeah.
of how it is. Yeah, I remember one time Connor like pressed the wrong button on his intercom, which he didn't know at the time was a security button that you press in case something was
Right.
happening.
I was worried you pressed it when you guys were messing with the AC at your Airbnb.
Oh wait, yeah, there was a button where I was like, I was trying to turn the lights on and off, and like there are all the buttons are labeled. Some of them actually have English. A lot
Yeah.
of them just have like, you know, the letter, or I don't know what it's called, like it can't something.
kanji.
Characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, I don't know what this means. Trying to figure out which one turns on which light, and I'm like, oh, this one doesn't do anything. I pushed it a few times, and I'm like, maybe I should stop pushing it. No police showed up. Still don't know what the button does, but it did something.
Yeah, I remember we were around Connor's place the other day, and I think he had a few people over, and Rob CD was there.
Yeah.
and Connor and someone called the intercom, and Connor was like, "Oh, can someone like get that, please?" And Rob presses a button, and he was like, "I don't know what button I just pressed." He takes his finger off, and we realize it's the security button. And we were like, Connor, get here now. Otherwise, 10 policemen are about to come here.
my God.
And then they
They'll think you're breaking in. They'll be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
well, yeah, they call you back and they're like, was that an accident? And you're like, yes. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
say it as panicked as possible. You're like, yes, yes, it was an
Yeah,
accident.
most apartments have this, and you pay monthly for it.
Yeah.
You don't even get a choice. Like, I can't be like, no, I don't want it. Like, they
Okay.
force you to pay for it.
Right.
And yeah, but essentially, it's like a private army that will show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sykkuno, I think it's called.
Yeah. They're like it's like one company that runs
Yeah.
it all in Japan.
Hunt
Yeah,
security
yeah.
company.
Oh, is it a private company?
Private,
Private
yeah.
company.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, and they're scary. I pressed it also my like first few weeks in Japan. I pressed it at someone else's house, and
oh my! Now I'm just gonna be afraid to push any button.
okay. So
if I go to anyone's house, I'll be like, "Could you turn the lights
okay.
on?" I don't want to.
So here's the trick. It'll be red. No other button should be red. And if it is, they're absolutely trolling you, and it's not your fault.
Oh, like the huge button itself.
No,
'cause-
the kanji will be red. Everything else should be
okay.
black or another color, but the kanji one will be red.
Yeah.
And it's normally like it should be pretty small, but for some reason in this apartment it was huge. And it was dead center. And so the thing started ringing and they weren't there, and I pressed it. And then I think they called them, but they missed it. And I was just waiting for them to come back, and I'm just chilling in the living room.
That's scary.
And then I start seeing like flashing lights outside. I thought, oh, well, you know, it's some idiot. It's got a police called on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the idiot was you.
And then my friend came back and they got a phone call, and they were like, why do I have 8 missed calls? I was like, I don't know. I was watching like Japanese MasterChef or something.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Playing TFT.
Yeah, I'm playing TFT. I'm playing TFT. And then they get another call and they start freaking out. And I'm like, wow, what's wrong? And they look out the window and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, what? And they're like,
8 police cars.
they're like, yeah, all these police cars are here for us. And I was like, what?
Oh God.
Why? It's like,
Because none of the calls were picked up. They're like, this guy's being
yeah,
killed.
because
Yeah.
because no one had picked up the calls. So if you do press it, not the end of the world. Just make sure whoever's there answers the thing.
Yeah.
And explains. And then like a whole dude, it was like a comedy skit. Slowly, they knock on the door and open it up, and slowly opening up this door, and this tiny Japanese like apartment foyer area where like, because like the room between apartments is tiny.
Yeah.
You open it up and there's like 8 dudes in full like SWAT armor.
Oh god.
Who are just there, and then there's just like in like a like a movie. There's this tiny dude comes around the corner, like 4 foot, whips out a notebook and is like, well.
Oh god.
What we got here then, huh? Gaijin, I see.
Oh no.
Foreigner, huh? Don't need his details.
Yeah.
Grilled me, took all my information, asked me about all my employment and everything for like an hour, and then they finally left me alone. Even though my friend was like, no, just chill. And I was like, what the fuck?
That does not sound
Yeah.
So that's where I learned the kanji for, well, I don't know what it means, but I know not to press that kanji.
Don't
Okay.
press.
What does the kanji really say?
I don't know. It depends.
It's the same kanji everywhere.
Maybe kinkyu, which is like emergency.
Yeah, it might be kinkyu.
Yeah.
I know what it looks like. If you told me, I'm like, don't press that kanji.
So I just won't turn any lights on in anyone's house.
Just
that I
be
go
careful
to?
with your-
Usually
It's-
the light switches are like white.
Yeah, it's
I
on the
always get it
intercom.
back.
Yeah, don't touch the intercom.
I won't touch anything.
Don't touch the intercom.
I'll be like, is this the one? Could you turn the light on, please? I need to go to the bath. I think when I first walked in, I didn't turn the light on. That was on purpose.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I couldn't find the light switch. If it was outside, I'm used to the light switch being in the
bathroom.
Isn't that kind of a weird? What if I'm in the bathroom up there, and you're just like, I'm gonna play a prank on this guy, and you just turn the light
That's
off.
fun.
Oh,
Hotel
yeah.
rules.
It's fine. I can't see anything. I'll be like,
Well, you gotta poop in the dark.
Go-
You know what else is crazy? I've got carpet in my bathroom, in the place we're staying. I've got carpet in the toilet.
I'm
Just
not a
like-
fan of that.
Oh, I
Me
don't like
neither.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, what if I miss? Not that I'm going to, but if I did,
I'm a sit pisser, so
are you?
yeah.
Do you guys sit when you're?
Every now and then.
The bidets are so warm.
Oh, they are warm. They are
Yeah.
warm.
And I get to
Also,
like,
it's my job to clean the toilet in my house, and I don't want to do the work.
Oh,
So-
I only have to
That
clean
makes
it if it's my toilet. So me and Sydney have both have our own toilets.
oh.
then to my
I guess we just have cleaners come every once in a while.
LA lifestyle, man.
I'm worse. Sykkuno is one of us.
Yeah.
And he was one of the real
It
ones.
helps. I mean, it's,
I thought you were relatable, bro.
Yeah, streamers
Yeah.
be like, yeah, because like I've heard about stream houses sometimes just being an absolute fucking mess. Just
Oh, they
because you
definitely
guys
can
are
be.
live like most hours of the day.
I
so.
do think the standards have gone up.
Really?
So I haven't
In what
streamed
way?
super long, but a lot of my friends have been streaming for a long time.
Okay.
They'd have those gamer houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were really, really dank, not in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the standard's gone up these days.
Oh, okay. People actually taking care of themselves.
Most
Streamers discovered
nearly, I think every single quote unquote streamer house has been the most excessive thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I do think it partially just because streamers make more money than before, maybe, and they
Yeah.
can afford cleaners. I don't
Yeah.
think they're necessarily cleaner themselves, but they can
Yeah.
afford someone to help them with it.
Yeah. And I think like security over there needs to be so much tighter as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because I guess like we don't have any fear of being not doxxed, but at least like swatted or shit like that, you know?
Oh, it'd probably be more difficult too.
Yeah,
How the fuck are you going to tell the Japanese police to come to my house or something? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
all right, good luck.
yeah, exactly.
That
Yeah,
would
they're
be
like,
more
this is the
difficult.
address, and they look at the address and it's like, oh, fuck, that's
So
way
this is
too
a
long.
challenge. Anybody who knows
No, this is not a challenge. But it's a nice layer of added security on top of
sure,
it, where you're
yeah.
like, all right, you got to, first of all, you got to translate this address into Japanese, and then you got to
Yeah.
say it, and then you got to
Oh,
hope they
I-
I
take it.
convince the Japanese.
Yeah, then you got to
Yeah,
convince
yeah.
them, which they don't do shit.
Yeah. Well, it's another thing about like a lot of American friends I have talked about having their car broken into, and I don't know if you guys have ever
that
had your-
happens a lot. Yeah.
that's such a weird thing to me because I've never had, even in England, like my car getting broken into.
No.
Yeah, have you?
No, never.
Yeah, I just like when I went to America to meet my cousin, she was like, make sure there is nothing on the back seats, like no phones.
Yeah, don't
no-
show off anything nice.
Yeah.
You got a nice bag, don't put it there.
Yeah.
You gotta put it in the trunk maybe. Even
Yeah.
when you're just parking at the grocery store or something. That's
Yeah.
always something I would even also recommend. Just don't leave anything expensive out.
Yeah.
Because people definitely just smack the window, grab it, and leave.
Yeah, that
I had
Mark
a-
Rober video.
I had a friend who was living in San Francisco. And,
Oh, that's at the capital of car. Like,
yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah, that happens
and
quite
she
often.
told me one day, yeah, I just went to go to work, and I got to my car, and there was just a guy in there, and there was just a guy sleeping in there. And
Sleeping in the
yeah, sleeping in a car.
That's crazier than I've heard of. Robbed, I would have easily believed. That's crazy.
Maybe he like tried to like, you know, hotwire the car and he's just like, this isn't working. I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, it's absolutely like different kind of environment for me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
What do you think of Japanese food so far? Because you must get it quite a lot in California already, right? How is it compare?
Really, really good here. And it's much less expensive. I think so. There's a Japanese curry place I like in California. And I think for the curry, like literally just the plate of curry with meats, like regular plates.
Yeah.
It's like $20-something.
What?
It's pretty expensive, but I like it. And there aren't that many of them. So I'm like, I get it sometimes. And then here we went to a place that was literally better. And I think it was $7.
Is it Kokoichi?
Kokoichi?
Yeah. Oh, no, it was a different one. I don't even know the name of it, actually.
Go curry?
It was just like a small one.
Oh,
okay. If it's,
like
if it's
a
just a
local
local
one,
one,
yeah.
those are the
and it
best
was
ones.
much better. It's $7. And they do like, you choose your size. It's the same price no matter what, which is crazy.
Oh, let me guess maybe that store. Yeah, I'm thinking of Kokoichi.
Yeah.
Pay a little extra for some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some things where when they say choose your size, most of the time it's just the amount of rice that you have. But if you have like katsu or some other toppings on it, then that comes like extra.
Kokoichi's
But
so
even
good.
then, it's like not that much.
Yeah.
Like, compared to $20.
I think
It's a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Curry is just like the cheap food here. You know, it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
like
super
one
easy
of
to
my
mass-produce.
favorite foods, though.
Ja-
Like,
Japanese curry specifically.
Japanese curry specifically.
I think Indian curry is way better.
I think Indian curry is really good too.
It depends on the mood.
Better.
It depends on the mood. Like, just in general. Yeah, because like I love both, but like it's, you know, I have the cravings for like Japanese curry sometimes because it is different, right? And it's like not to say one is better than the other, but like
it's the safe option. You know, it's the
Yeah.
most inoffensive curry you could have out of all like the world curries.
It's the
I think.
It's like if you
Yeah.
took Indian curry, like how do we make less flavor and less harsh, and then you have Japanese
it's a
curry.
little more like acceptable for a light palate, even though it's like compared to other foods, it's still heavy. But compared to other curries, I mean, I'm gonna be patriotic for a second. Thai curry, fucking.
Oh wait, yeah, Thai curry is one of the best too.
Thai curry.
Thai curry.
I feel like I just like any kind of curry.
Yeah,
Who doesn't like curry? It's so good.
It's
pretty hard to, it's pretty hard to have a bad curry.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
You know, in the UK, curry is the national dish. Did you know that?
Is that?
Yeah.
Legit.
I've never had UK. Is it called UK curry? Is that?
It's the national dish of UK is actually chicken tikka masala. I don't know if you've had that before.
I have, but how did that?
Because
isn't that-
it's not from India.
It's from Scotland.
Yeah, it's from Scotland.
What?
It's chicken tikka.
I've only had it at Indian places.
Yeah, it's like a Western kind of thing, but it was made by like some people in Scotland.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like the equivalent
That's.
of.
I didn't know that.
It's like the
Am I
equivalent of
being
calling.
gaslit or?
No, I'm
Genuinely.
I can't tell if you
No,
all were like,
genuinely.
we're gonna
Yeah.
trick them into.
Genuinely, no.
He's gonna go to someone and be like, "Do you know chicken tikka masala is from Scotland?" And someone's gonna think I'm
It is,
absolutely
right?
insane.
In fact, I'm 100% sure it is.
Yeah, no, it's
It's definitely not Indian.
it's like the equivalent of calling sweet and sour chicken or orange chicken Chinese food, right? Because
Right.
it is kind of based on Chinese Cantonese dishes, but it was that part of like that specific dish was invented in I believe America or definitely some Western
Yeah, I
country.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't get it in most. If you go to China, you can't get it in most Chinese places. They'll be
Not
like,
know
"What the
that.
hell's sweet
Yeah.
and sour chicken?"
is from
All right,
Scotland.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
okay.
most like
can't
if you go
believe
to a pub, most of them will give curry. Like we'll
Yeah.
serve it if you
So
want.
if I want to get the best chicken tikka masala, I got to go to Scotland.
No.
If you want to get
That's
the
that's
best,
what I thought you were about to say.
No. I'm
next,
just saying,
and I
like
was
Yeah.
it's just like it's weird how I think curry is, regardless of where you are in the world, everyone fucking loves just soup and meat kind of combined
like-
with starch.
yeah, with a little bit of either potato or rice.
Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
kind of starch to go with
That's
it. It's
probably
just
one
great.
of my favorite
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Well,
It's
it's
good.
like I don't think like on the tier of like Indian curries, chicken tikka masala is like bottom tier for me.
Yeah.
There are better curries you can get.
You got to try Hokkaido soup curry. That's the shit.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
it's
how are
like-
you with spicy food?
I like spicy food. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but
I knew God.
okay,
He is Thai.
as a Thai person, I've met enough people that are just like, I like spicy food, and then I always have to ask like, how spicy can you go? I'm trying. There's like, okay, is there?
Have you done the hot ones challenge?
Okay, hot ones challenge. That's a good barometer.
You had any of those hot sauces?
I think I've had some of them,
Okay.
and I think there's one called the Bomb or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like the max level that I wasn't just absolutely suffering on. And I think it was the third hottest in the set. We bought like a box.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
it's
it was
pretty
the
good
third
then.
hottest,
That's
and
pretty
that was
good,
the
yeah.
absolute max, but I still would go less than that if I wanted to be happy.
Okay.
Right.
But that was the max where I'm like,
All right.
I just wouldn't eat it unless I'm like doing some kind of challenge or
Yeah.
getting paid.
That's the Vietnamese blood in you, man.
Yeah,
It's in your bloodline.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
okay
like
with it.
if you can handle like spicy food, Hokkaido soup curry, they just like load this shit up with spices, and sometimes you can get it like really, really spicy, a little bit milder as well if you can't, if you can't handle that.
Even mild, it's fucking awesome. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just curry, but soup.
Yeah.
Curry.
then
I
you
do
kinda like
like
dip
curry udon. That's sort of like it.
I don't like curry udon.
But
Well, it's similar consistency. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, do you like udon?
yeah, is udon bad?
I like udon.
They like udon. I don't. I think udon's too thick. Ramen's way better, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
Connor doesn't like it thick.
Don't like it thick.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you had any ramen or any other kinds of noodles aside from udon?
We actually, okay, this is absolutely wild, but so the first foods you think of when going to Japan,
Yep.
at least for me, is probably like curry, ramen, and sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah.
Yep.
We haven't had any sushi because Hassan just doesn't eat seafood.
Yep.
We're going to try and go at some point.
All right.
We also haven't gone to any ramen places because usually when it sounds like you'll go like later at night or something or
Yeah.
whatever. And we've been so tired that we just haven't done it. So we've been here for only for a few days, right? But we
Yeah.
just haven't done like two of the three things. I feel like they're the instant things you think of when you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean, in terms of sushi, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I don't think sushi is like, people have this idea that they go to Japan, they go to a local sushi place, and it's just gonna be like godlike, like nothing they've ever tasted before. But I think you get a little bit of an improvement, but not as much as a lot of people think you get.
I think it depends on the price point, right? Like in terms of like just like regular conveyor belt sushi, like I say there's like a slight increase like you're
Yeah.
talking about, but like if you want like the shit that will change your life, then you need to be paying like egregious amounts of money for it.
I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah, and even then it's like if you're not that well versed in sushi, you're probably not going to taste the difference.
Yeah, I have not had like life-changing sushi, even at some like really, really expensive, like, like posh sushi chains.
Right.
There's a slight increase, but in my mind, there's only so many ways you can present fish. You can use fish, wasabi, rice, and vinegar, right? And you can play around with the ratio, but there's only so much you can do to get that as good as it can possibly
Sushi
be.
chefs be crying right now.
Yeah, I know.
Your work is fucking meaningless. Quit.
It's like, I trained a decade for this shit.
7 generations of sushi chefs, and this guy on his podcast just says it's not worth.
Sushiro's better, dog.
Bro,
Sushi
like-
chefs are
man.
quaking.
And I say this as someone who fucking loves sushi. The thing I love about Japanese sushi is that you can get fucking amazing sushi for a good price. If you want to get sushi outside of Japan, you have to pay like a fucking.
Well, yeah, that's where I think Japan sushi is at its best. Is that it's not that like somehow the fish is magically better.
Yeah.
I just think that at an affordable price point, it's much higher quality than what you would get. Like,
Yeah.
because in the UK, you go to the supermarket and get a sushi tray.
Yeah,
and it was like you'd bite into the prawn or the shrimp, and it would like bounce back. Like your teeth wouldn't bounce into
and there'll
it.
be like that aftertaste sometimes.
Yeah. And salmon would be tough.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, here it's like, it doesn't matter where I get salmon. It's like,
Still
it's
pretty
always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though it's not even from Japan.
Yeah, and I guess if you compare it to like a lot of like American restaurants where you can get sushi there, it's like I think the biggest benefit is that you pay less for more fish. Right, so it's like the cuts are bigger, and also it's like fresher, I guess, if you can like taste the difference. But like I think that's like the biggest selling point. It's like, oh, I get this much fish for like half the price that I can get in the US. Okay, that's pretty life
Yeah,
changing.
I feel like everything's just been less expensive. Like clothing,
especially compared to California.
Oh, you're from
dude.
California.
California is like the most expensive place on earth. After
might
like
be in the wrong
Switzerland.
place, but yeah, it's like what's it called? Yeah, the food is cheaper. The clothing even is. I think March bought a jacket,
Right.
pretty nice jacket, and it was like, I think it was like almost 30% off, basically, just because of the conversion rate.
Right.
Which is crazy. I was like, I can't believe. I feel like I should buy everything I can. Everything's basically on sale, just purely because
Yeah. the conversion rate is like really, really bad for Japan right now, which is great if you're coming to visit as a foreigner because everything's on discount, like 30% or something like that. Like
it's 0.7 for every like around 0.7. I mean, it changes.
Yeah, it used to be a lot more. But yeah, since Japan closed off its country for so long, the kind of the conversion rate just
that's why foreigners love Japan, right? It makes them feel way more richer.
It used to be closer, a lot closer. It used to be like 100 yen was nearly $1. And it was way easier to convert stuff. But now it's like, I don't fucking know. Just figure it out.
They use a lot of cash here.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, and my wallet doesn't have a coin.
Oh, I have a coin purse.
And I just don't know what to do with the coins. I've been giving all my coins to March because I'm like, I don't know what I can't just keep all these coins in my pocket. So I'm like, here's all the coins. Use them somewhere because I don't know how to hold all these coins. The craziest thing is when you have like a certain amount of coins and I guess there's 100 coins.
Right.
You give them the coin. You're like, finally, I'm getting rid of these coins. They give you your change and you get more coins back. And I'm like, I'm trying to get rid of the coins. But now I got 4 coins from my 100 coin. And it's crazy because you can buy stuff for less than $1. I feel like in the US, it's like, you can't buy anything for $1.
Yeah.
Then you go to the you go to the $1 store and they have things that cost more than $1. It's crazy. Went to the $1 store and I was like, oh, this looks nice. It's like $12. I was like, why is it called the $1 store?
I will say there's nothing more satisfying than paying for, like, you go to a combini and you pay for the amount that you buy for the exact change. And just getting rid of all that change. I remember like when I first moved to Japan, I was super like worried and anxious about like holding up a line and just like getting the perfect change. But like after a year of living here, I'm like, no, you can wait. I'm going to get rid of all of the coins I have to the I've literally like min-maxed the amount of change I get, so I get like the least amount of change every time I go to the combini.
I also like that there's a $5 coin. I think that's nice. I don't want $1 bills. That's so much effort. And $5 bills. It's nice to have all the bills be like high denominations of money. It's just nice. I like that. And the coin feels powerful.
Yeah, sure.
It was just ding. Today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. Guys, let's be honest, we all shop online, and is there a better feeling than finding a great deal to save you money when you're shopping online? What about when you find a deal you didn't know existed? That's like finding an extra $5 in your pocket that you forgot you put in there. Well, thanks to Honey, you can do that, because manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for the best promo codes and applies it to your cart automatically. Alright, I'm gonna tell you how it works. Right? Imagine you're shopping at your favorite site. Do it. Close your eyes right now. Imagine it. When you're at the checkouts, the Honey button will appear and all you have to do is click apply coupons. Wait a few seconds and Honey will find the best coupons it can find for that site. And if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch as the prices drop. As you can see, I'm in my Thailand office right now and I've had to reset up my office with all new equipment. And Honey saved me $30 on the new lights I had to buy for this office. Honey doesn't just work on desktop, it works on iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on savings. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a favor and supporting the show as well. So what are you waiting for? Get PayPal Honey free at joinhoney.com/trashtaste. That's joinhoney.com/trashtaste. Thank you very much to Honey for sponsoring this episode. Back to the video.
I'm curious because I only know you from streaming. When did you start streaming and what were you doing before streaming? Because I don't know.
So I started streaming just about 3 years ago. So it's been a pretty quick.
It's only been 3 years. I feel like you've been on the platform forever.
I'm like one of the newer streamers, I guess. But I just got lucky, I guess, and did pretty well in a short time. Like, because all of my friends, right? Like, I think Leslie just hit her 8-year streaming thing. I think Lily hit like 10 or 11 years or something like that.
For a while.
I feel like everyone's been doing stuff for a long time. I've been streaming for like 3 years, basically right before COVID, basically.
What were you doing before streaming?
Before that, I was a software developer. I
hell yeah.
pretty much had a regular job and everything.
Right.
I went back to school to try and get a better job because it was hard to get promoted.
Right.
In the tech industry, it was usually you never get promoted, you have to apply to a different company.
Right.
And if you apply with a better degree, you'll get a better job. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Right. So did you grow up in LA or?
Grew up in LA, went to the Bay Area for school, worked in the Bay Area, and then went to school.
Right.
And then this is kind of weird, but I'm not good at like making friends kind of thing. So what I used to do was I would leave streams on because it felt like people were talking to me. It's really cringe. It's really cringe. But
Oh man,
That's endearing.
basically, I would just go to work, or I would just go to school, come home, and just play League of Legends.
Yeah.
That's what I did back then. And then I started streaming because I watched a lot of streams.
right.
Because it just felt like you had someone that was talking to you when you came
Yeah.
home. Because it was like school. I would talk to classmates, but it's not like we were friends that would hang out after.
yeah, I get that.
And then you come home and there's just no one to talk to. Completely quiet, kind of weird.
right.
So I'd leave streams on in the background to just have some noise of someone talking.
Yeah.
And then I started streaming to like kind of do the reverse, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll make some friends.
Yeah.
And I made tons of friends. So
Yeah,
that worked
hell yeah.
pretty well. Like you guys.
You sound so confident.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I've played with Connor.
Yeah, we played a few games before.
Quite-
Yeah.
yeah. And then I don't think we've ever played,
We
but
haven't
I've
played
met you
anything
a
yet.
couple times.
Yeah.
And I said hi to you once. And that's
We had like a 2-second interaction.
Yeah.
so
What do you think is like the best game to make friends with? In your
definitely not
opinion?
Among Us.
That's how you lose friendships.
Yeah, honestly.
yeah. But I'm not actually sure. Like probably a teamwork maybe.
Right.
But I think the
Overcooked.
biggest thing is when you play multiple different games.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when it's just someone you just ask to play a random game.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, I agree.
What was the game for you in your case? Like, what was the one that
probably
like really opened the
Minecraft
door?
was the first one.
Oh, really?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you guys know OTV, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was friends with Lily. She invited me to the Minecraft server.
Were you friends before streaming or?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She was actually the one who told me I should try streaming.
Oh, wow.
okay.
nice.
And then she just invited me to the Minecraft server. Met a lot of people there, and that's pretty much how it mostly
Damn.
started.
Because I was going to say, I was like, it seems, I'm sure anyone who's watched this has tried streaming or being a YouTuber. It's like, it's really hard to get that initial kind of growth.
Yeah.
Going from like one viewer to 100 is like very hard.
Oh, especially
Yeah.
on Twitch. Like, where,
yeah,
like,
Twitch is
with
impossible
For
to-
small creators, it's like impossible.
Where no
to
one will
find.
ever find you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And so, how did you go from like one viewer to 10 or 100? Is it purely from the collabs or?
I really don't know. I just played games with the people that liked playing games with me,
Yeah.
and that's
And then it
pretty
just
much.
kinda happened.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
kinda
I
happened.
think since I had like a regular job, I never really thought about.
Yeah.
I didn't really care, right? I was
Right,
just
right,
like,
right.
this is really just for fun.
Well, did you
And,
quit because? Yeah, I've always been curious. Did you quit your job because you were like, okay, I actually really enjoy streaming. This is a job I want to do, or did you just kind of like hate your job and were looking for something new?
Kind of, I mostly just because streaming was more fun,
Yeah.
and just made more sense, and I think I made more money streaming anyway, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of worked out.
Yeah, because I think we all have a similar experience where we went to school, studied for a certain subject, found out we hated the subject, and we're kind of like, yeah, let's try content creation. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
A lot
I've
more
not
exciting.
not used my mechanical engineering degree.
Oh man,
So, well, you one day.
one day,
Yeah, one day.
One
Yeah.
day I'll build like a table.
On stream.
IKEA table.
Yeah, I'll build an IKEA table. Then I feel like I'm getting value out of it.
Yeah. For
Good.
sure.
Hearing a story reminds me. Have you seen Bocce the Rock?
Oh, that's one of my favorites recently. So I have
Of
to.
course, you'd like it.
I have to confess, I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've seen
Okay.
clips, and
Yeah.
I like the clips I've seen.
That's like Bocce, like you are kind of like Bocce's final form, I think. Like the end of like the journey. Start off with like a lot of like anxiety and just want to make friends. And look at him now, guys. Look at him now.
He's on
in
Trash Taste
Japan.
now.
Yeah, in Japan. Yeah.
The biggest success I've made being on Trash Taste podcast.
Let's go.
We hear that a
Come
lot.
up-
We hear that a
Too
lot.
kind.
We-
Too kind.
Come
Too
up with the
kind.
name Trash Taste. Is that
So we were kind of brainstorming a lot of different names because we knew we wanted to make a podcast, and we weren't going to let Joey name it because he would name it the Anime Podcast
Yeah,
or something,
or the podcast.
Or the podcast.
Didn't you have a
Podcast.
podcast called The Anime Podcast?
I did, yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah, I
I did.
forgot you.
No,
did.
it was the
Wait,
anime.
so that's a real
It was
thing.
the anime show. But to be fair, I wasn't the one that came up with that name.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it was the
okay.
radio
I mean, it
company
fits
that I was
the
doing.
anime guy.
Yeah. So it's like it was. I was doing a radio show in Australia, and they wanted me and my girlfriend to do like an anime themed podcast, and they were like, "Let's just call it the Anime Show." And I was like, "Well, fuck, I don't have any other ideas, so sure, let's do that."
Joey was like, "Well, that was my first suggestion." Actually.
"Yeah,
So,
yeah." Like, you read my mind.
Yeah.
I think that's good though. I think a lot of people, when you're trying to come up with an idea,
Yeah.
a lot of content creators struggle with they plan too much and
Yeah.
don't actually do it because they're
Yeah.
worried about making it perfect from the start.
Yeah.
I think it's better just do it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not great, just do it and
Yeah.
it'll get better over
No,
time.
exactly. So we knew that we wanted to kind of market ourselves as an anime podcast initially, but also we knew we wanted to branch out of anime. So we wanted something that was like,
Wow, you thought about this.
oh yeah,
You
we
planned it out.
Yeah, I mean,
it
like,
out.
I mean,
yeah.
I learned my lesson, especially because
Yeah.
it's like calling myself the anime man. I was like, I basically just pigeonholed myself. into
So
that
instead,
kind
you
of
called
content.
yourself Trash.
Yes.
Taste.
Yeah.
We have
It's
trash
great.
taste.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was one of 3 names that we narrowed it down to. One was Trash Taste, one was Men of Culture, and
Such a terrible
The salt
name.
room.
I'm glad you didn't go that one.
Yeah.
For some reason,
and the last one was the Salt Room.
All terrible names.
Oh yeah.
you know, Trash Taste sounds really nice. It sounds better than before all of a sudden.
Yeah. When you compare it to the other options,
Yeah.
I'm liking it even more.
Yeah, so we ended up with Trash Taste. Because we've all been creating content for quite a long time. So we had learnt, some people, they just go with their first username that comes up with that they come up with.
Oh, like
Joe
Sykkuno.
went with the anime.
I went with
man.
Sykkuno. I've had it since I was like 10 years old.
It's a good name.
I was gonna ask you, like, where'd that name come from?
I just made it up when I was like 10 years old, thought it sounded cool, and it still does, I think.
It's
Dude,
pretty
man,
sick name.
Why, dude?
I think I was smarter when I was 10 than right now. I feel like I was more creative. or
How do you
something.
have a better sense at naming shit at 10 years old than I do at age 28?
You know,
I have no clue, but I don't think I could do it again.
my first username was DonkeyMan5, but I spelled donkey incorrectly, and it didn't have a Y at the end because I didn't know how to spell
So
it.
it's
There's a
Donkey
guy-
Man.
It was donkey.
There's a guy who spelled donkey incorrectly, and he's pretty cool, I've heard.
Really?
His name's Donkey.
Oh,
Yeah.
that too. Yeah. Well,
See his videos, hilarious guy.
why did I take 5 though? Why men 5? Like I surely just Donkey Man was. I don't fucking know. But luckily I didn't stick with
So
that
now
name.
people are randomly gonna call you Donkey Man.
They'll probably call me that now.
It would have
Donkey
been,
Man
it would have been a
5.
really different podcast if it was the Anime Man Gig and Donkey Man 5.
That would have been fun. But now
And so I
it's-
chose Sea Dog, which isn't that much better, but at least there's
Sea
no
Dog, Virginia,
at least
yes.
there's no fucking weird name number in it.
Yeah,
which,
true.
doesn't
I
make any sense.
kind of
Oh,
lucked out.
numbers are always bad, I think.
I feel numbers are so
numbers are
bad.
always bad. Yeah. I kind of lucked out with my username. People think, oh, it's such a cool name and such a unique name, and luckily it was just like a family nickname that I had growing up, and it was my very first account, which was a Hotmail account. That's showing my age right now.
Dude, your mum came in clutch with that.
Yeah, my
one,
mum
dude,
came in
like-
clutch. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Mum.
that'd be nice to inherit usernames. Actually, we should start that. Like
What,
your
you
kid
mean
has
give it
to,
to your kid?
your kid has to inherit your username online.
Sounds crazy.
No, that sounds great because then we'll get like in like.
what if your kid's not as cool as you are? And
My
then
name
they'll
is
just
not cool.
Constantly be shamed for it. You're a pretty cool guy.
No, I'm not.
He's a cool
no,
guy. He's
no.
actually a cool
we
guy.
could take it so that like after like 5 generations, it'll start sounding all really fucking weird and fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, so son, no matter what you do, your nickname will be Boris McSweaty.
Yeah.
That's just the username. You
Yeah,
have
because
to
then
live
like
with.
cursed names will be fun. Like this should be like a thing, like a government rule.
Yeah.
That all usernames
sounds
have to
great.
be.
Usernames should have second names as well, like surnames. Like, oh yeah, I'm from the Giguk bloodline, actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we should have it. So like
What about those guys whose usernames are like XX Naruto 420? Like,
that's great.
That'd be the greatest.
Imagine it. You're signing. You go to the doctor. Like, yeah, sorry. Is XX Naruto?
Yeah.
Yes.
XX Naruto.
2 people put their hands up. Like what?
It's like, wait, you too? It's like,
It's like,
no, the
oh,
one
you-
with the 69 in it.
Yeah, it's like a Narusasu 69. Do we have anyone here?
It's like, is that with or without an underscore?
I think I've had a bunch of different shitty names because I could never decide on one I like. I think one of them was Xbox Best CMC as well. That
Are
was
you one of those dudes who would fight the PS5 and Xbox and be like, this one's better?
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Connor was definitely
It
that
sounds like
toxic.
you
I was like a super toxic gamer. I was that annoying like 14-year-olds you hear on like Xbox way back.
Oh, God.
Squeaker.
Not a squeaker because I had
You
a deep
seem
voice.
competitive.
Oh,
I feel like
super
you're a
competitive.
In
Super
the few times
competitive.
we've played, I feel like you are a competitive.
Yeah, very much so.
What was it that I think I saw Ludwig beat Jump King?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm beating Jump King now.
Yeah. I beat all the Jump Kings that he beat.
Yeah, Connor
So I
will
was
not
like,
get
fuck it.
invested in the game unless it's competitive.
Unless he's beating someone.
yeah, unless he's
Yeah,
beating
yeah.
someone.
And
yeah.
you'll just admit to that. You'll be like, I did it
100%.
to beat Ludwig.
Yeah, for sure.
He doesn't take
Did you
the L
beat him?
lying down.
Did you beat his like timer? I don't know.
I think his first attempt, but he's definitely done better runs, which I should
His
beat
tone of
at some
voice
point.
changed a little when he talked about the competitive. Like,
Yeah.
He's like, well, I think he did a little better.
He definitely is still better than me at it. I got to get better though, but I
Yeah.
did some of the maps quicker than him.
Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, me and Joey are just single player games, which is probably why we haven't played anything together yet.
Yeah.
Because we're just like I'm
Elden
addicted.
Ring, have you played that?
No.
There's a new expansion I've heard.
Is it
I'm excited.
competitive?
I don't. There was the PvP one. I didn't play that personally.
Yeah.
but-
Elden Ring sucks in PvP. It's boring.
Well, you do that cheese strat where you roll around and the spikes.
Yeah.
come out. I heard it got patched though.
Oh,
but-
Yeah.
It's just over so quick, and it's kind of like I imagine how it feels like to duel in real life.
Yeah.
Where it's like you just get shot,
swipe
and you're
and
like,
you're
oh,
done.
well, this
build
is
up and then it ends in a split second.
yeah. You're kind of like, well, that's not fun.
Yeah.
But then I just watch occasional YouTube videos where someone owns someone with a 10,000 gigabrain strat, and then you're like, okay, that's fun. But
Makes for a funny video. And
But how many times did it take you to get this to work? Like this probably took like thousands of
they
attempts.
recorded for like 10 hours.
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
30-second clip.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna play Elden Ring sometime. I'm that kind of guy.
You're not.
who,
That's code.
No, you're
That's
not.
code.
Good
Okay,
game.
I'll
Didn't
just
it win
like-
Game of the Year?
it did
Game
win.
of the
Okay,
Year.
I'm that guy who. Whatever,
You're that guy.
Yeah, no.
You're that guy.
I am
You're that guy.
But I'm that guy who I just only watch or play things when I feel like it. One day, I know this this has happened plenty of times with like different anime or different movies where it's always been on my to watch list. Fullmetal Alchemist.
I have
But
wait, you haven't watched it either?
you haven't watched it yet?
I haven't watched. Like
Bro,
I kind of know what
yes!
happens because it's such a big show. Right?
Oh yeah, I feel like I could recite like
All right,
70.
so we'll watch it together,
yeah,
which means we still won't have to watch it.
yeah.
Or maybe I don't know.
He's never gonna watch. It.
Never gonna.
Oh,
Yeah, probably neither will I, which is
Yeah.
why
I'll-
now we can just blame each other.
Exactly. I'll be like, well, Sykkuno
I
hasn't
promised
watched
to
it
watch.
yet.
I promised to watch it with Giga here, and we just
God
haven't
isn't
gotten
free.
around to it. We can just use each other. If anyone's
Yeah.
like, "Why haven't you watched? It's one of the greatest," I'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, "I promised to watch it with a friend, and we just
Our
haven't
schedules
gotten around."
aren't just
Yeah,
matching.
yeah,
He's
up.
from
yeah.
Japan, and time zones. Now we both have a good excuse. So.
Yeah, okay, I'm saying this now. I'll watch Full Metal Alchemist when Sykkuno watches it.
Same.
All right, all right.
And I'm leaving Japan in a few days. So
Yeah, but like I'll just wake up one day sometimes and I will just be like, feel like playing or watching this random movie or game that I haven't like heard of or remembered from like years ago, and I'll just like marathon it all in one day.
that is exactly what I do sometimes too.
Yeah. And like sometimes I get so hyped for a game that by the time it comes out, I'm just not hyped for it anymore. Like
Oh yeah, I hate when
Hype
the trailer
fatigue?
comes out.
yeah,
too.
hype fatigue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it happens.
that
I'm
happens
the
so many
same.
times.
I'm
Yeah,
the
like it happened with Cyberpunk. I was so fucking hyped for Cyberpunk. Then obviously it came out even before like the whole controversy with the bugs
Yeah.
or stuff. I just I was just like, well, I'm done. I was like, I got my hype.
It's been too long.
And then I didn't even play it, and I'm like, okay, I don't feel like playing it. And then everything came out. And then one day I just woke up like a month ago, and I was like, I feel like playing Cyberpunk now. And I just
After
like,
watching the anime.
actually, yes, after watching the anime, that
Anime was
it.
good. It
Yeah,
was good. I liked it.
I watched the anime. I was like, I felt like playing Cyberpunk now, and marathoned it all in a week. And I was like, yeah, had a good time. I'm glad I waited for all the bugs to get fixed.
Yeah.
No, that was part of the fun.
What?
Was it?
Yeah, 'cause it was all broken and shit, and it was all funny.
You must have liked Skyrim or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I have never played Skyrim. I'm more of a competitive gamer. I normally like
Did you like
competitive games.
Cyberpunk?
No, it was terrible, but it was funny when it broke.
Yeah.
So you didn't like the game. You liked that it was funny.
I'm kind of glad that it did have a lot of bugs because it made it more bearable. Because at least
Well,
it
you
would,
enjoyed it
laugh.
because you were streaming
the
it,
bugs
right?
made it more bearable.
Well, because it was like you'd be doing
hated
this
it. He
shit
hated it.
mission where you're just shooting a guy for 10 minutes and then he'd stop
I did
floating.
hear there were bullet sponges. That was a thing.
Yeah.
There's so many bullet sponges, so many.
I was in there for the world and the characters and the story, and
It looked-
two
You're
different
the-
gamers.
You're the 1%.
I mean, it looked cool. Like aesthetically, looked.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Cyberpunk is as a non-gamer here. I think 2077 is highly underrated. I think CD Projekt Red did a fucking fantastic
Prefaces
job
with-
building this
As a
world.
non-gamer.
Yeah, as a non-gamer here, as the non-gamer. Like, I think unfortunately the best content in Cyberpunk 2077 is the side missions. I think the main story was a bit cliche a lot of the times, but there were some really fucking interesting side missions, which Connor all skipped, so he didn't get the best content.
I don't do
in
any of the
game.
side missions. I
the
wanted,
bugs.
I wanted to be done.
There are two types of games.
Oh man.
But, I mean, you mainly play competitive games those as well, right?
Yeah, like Valorant or something like that. Yeah.
You're very competitive. You pretend not to be, but you definitely are. I can tell. I can sense it. It's like an aura.
Kind of, but the
He's just like me for real.
I know. I know when
my
someone's competitive.
competition's sort of different. Like I don't
Okay.
try to be good because I want to win.
Okay.
I want to do weird stuff. So like a lot of people see like in Valorant is a good example. I try to get good enough where I can do silly plays that look funny.
Right.
Like knifing people is
Right,
thing you
right.
do. Like it's just not a thing you normally do.
Yeah.
I try to do it because it's funny.
Right.
So I waste a lot of time trying to figure out how to do that better.
Yeah.
It's not good at ranking up. It's not good for winning, but it's good at making good clips. There's a time where I played against like a pro player. I knifed him like multiple times and he was losing it. It was really, really funny. So I'm competitive in the sense where I want to be good enough to do funny things, but I'm not competitive because I want to win the thing.
Right.
I feel like it was after the Among Us era where even people who didn't say they were competitive, they started to get like a competitive side to them. Because I kind of missed the whole, I didn't miss the Among Us craze. I was very, very late to it. And I played my first game like a month after the craze started or something. And I remember by the time I started my first game, everyone had like min-maxed everything. They were like, okay, well, where were you? What room were you in? What challenges were you doing? And I was like, I was, what?
I'm like, bro, I haven't even learned the map.
I think I played one game with Toast, and Toast had just memorized literally everything in existence, and I was like, well, this fucking sucks.
That happened in our group a lot. We had to do a lot of mods, a lot of weird stuff to spruce it up, which made it fun, but definitely to some extent we were just like, we've done everything there was to have been done.
I had another friend who lost it because I voted him out because he was being sweaty, and even though I knew he wasn't the imposter. And he lost it. He went like full like light, like at the end of Death Note speech. Connor, you idiot! What are you doing? I'm not the imposter. I'm not sus. And then he was like going. I was like, well, I just kind of made the game less fun. So bye bye.
Oh my god, that is probably the biggest insult you could give someone. Okay, so I've got a crazy question for you guys.
Okay.
Podcast is called Trash Taste, which I would assume means bad taste.
Yes.
Who amongst you three have the most trash taste?
Gone.
Would you say?
Gone.
Oh wow,
Connor.
that you didn't even think.
Connor.
There was no deliberation.
Gone.
You just
Connor.
said.
It's gone.
For me, it's kind of
No.
both.
Okay, so he's the only one I could trust.
No, he likes. Have you
Depends on which category you're
have you heard
talking about.
of Domestic Girlfriend? He's obsessed with this piece of shit thing.
But the title sounds like a. Is that a good show?
No,
or-
it's
dog shit.
It's
It's
terrible.
amazing. Oh my God.
It's incredible. It's
Can you describe the plot? Okay, how about let's do
Yeah,
this.
describe
Let's
the
do this.
plot,
He
Garnt.
describes the plot to me.
Okay.
And then you describe. Maybe Connor describe it first, and then we'll see. I'm assuming.
I only know it through him, so I
Yeah.
can only guess what it is.
Oh, really?
But I know roughly what kind of happens.
What would you
Okay.
guess? I mean, just like 1 second, just guess what you think it's about. Like,
I think. Okay, no, correct if I'm wrong. This might be funny for you because
Okay.
this is purely what I've.
I just wanna
picked
hear
up.
your description
Before
and then his
before you say
description.
anything, do you like vanilla sweet storylines, like sweet romances, or do you want something that's got a little bit more
so
drama
like in terms
into
of,
it?
I liked like Toradora was good.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
that
It's like Toradora, yeah.
Yeah, that was a cute one.
Okay, so that's some drama in it. This goes a little bit further. Okay.
Yeah. So to my memory, and in my memory of nothing, of just Garnt mentioning things
Yeah, just
and
what you
occasionally
think,
things.
right?
I think it's about a story where there's a teacher, but then the teacher becomes the main character's stepsister, and then they start like getting freaky. But then he has a girlfriend, I think, already. And then he's like kind of figuring out who to fuck between the teacher, who knows his stepsister, and his girlfriend.
He
I
likes
guess.
this anime.
He
about
loves
a
this anime.
teacher
It's
who-
one of his favorite. He
Yeah.
he had an interview with the author.
A teacher and a student, isn't that like like that?
Well, they're stepbrothers and stepsister as well.
Step
Yeah, so it
brother,
doesn't count.
teacher.
Yeah.
student.
Yeah, I feel like it's like
This just
you know how
sounds
in
really sus.
yeah. Well, I guess
is.
it's
It
kind of
is.
like if I
And
imagine.
he's not interrupting you. So
I
this
think
sounds
I'm
like it's
kind
all
of-
true.
Well, I
this
think
just
this-
sounds like it's all true. It
You
sounds
know
so
what?
sus.
You know what?
I-
The reality is actually worse than what he said.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I was like, Connor's going in easy, right?
Really? I remember seeing a scene where he's in the bathroom and she sits on his face or something in school.
And this is a regular, like it's not one of those like 18 plus
no,
anime.
no, it's not a regular one.
It's a regular anime. Okay.
It could
okay.
probably be in the 18.
Okay.
he'll explain
I'll
it.
describe
Okay,
it.
now he'll
Okay.
explain it better.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's great at this.
Because you glossed over the surface.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
don't know.
Oh my god.
Okay, anime opens up. Okay, the anime literally opens up with
Okay.
with the main character, and he's just finished sleep. He's just lost his virginity. He's just finished sleeping with a girl that he met randomly.
Literally
at,
scene 1 of
yes,
episode 1.
literally scene one
So
of
is he
episode
like
one.
he's like a Giga Chad that girls are just into him or
no. He
No.
literally just lost his virginity. With
is there a story?
yeah. So he randomly met a girl at like a kind of like a karaoke meetup, and the girl was like, I feel like losing my virginity. I choose you, like a fucking Pokemon. I don't fucking know. like she just woke up that day and she was like, I want to know what it feels like to be an adult, I guess.
I want my hymen gone.
Yeah. So, so that happened.
Is this the scene that hooked you in on the anime or what?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, because how many anime have you seen where the characters actually have sex or do something adult or do something more than just kissing?
First of all, I'm going to say I haven't seen any, and I'll also say I believe there's a different term for shows like that.
Yeah, it's called hentai.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But you know, I will say that.
Okay.
Hey, adult relationships human relationships go further than just hand holding and having one kiss. And
Yes,
saying
I
you love
get
each
that,
other.
but even porn has like a beginning plot before they start fucking. Like
No. The point is, it was shocking just to see an anime like open up on that. I'm like, oh, okay, they're taking risks.
You like that
with
it was
this.
shocking. That
Yeah. I'm liking it was doing something different, which this definitely does. do
That
something
sounded very different from the
Yeah.
description I just had heard.
And so,
And this is one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Like you
I generally
really it.
generally the manga. I think it's the best way I can describe it. It's like the most trashy soap opera you can ever imagine. Like, you see scenes of out of context Indian soap operas or favelas or stuff like that. This is like on that level of like drama. So the scenes, that's how it starts off. And then after that happens, he goes to school and we find out that this person has a crush with his teacher, who, is...
And his teacher is like a female teacher? Or?
Yeah, female teacher. So
and their stepsister.
We'll get to that. So
Is there an age difference? I always imagine like a teacher is like much older.
yeah, I mean,
she's like what, like late 20s maybe?
yeah,
And the guy is
16.
yeah,
Like he's a high school student.
yeah.
and that's okay in Japan or is this
I wouldn't say it's okay.
Well,
It's very, very taboo.
What do you like about this anime?
So what happens is, he has a crush on his teacher. His teacher obviously is just like, no, you are a child. But then he comes home and he realizes his dad's like, son, we need to have a talk. I'm getting remarried. And because his father's divorced, and then he reveals his new mother-in-law. He's like, great, I have a mom now. That's awesome. But then it's revealed that his mother-in-law has 2 daughters. And who are his 2 daughters? One is the girl that he just slept with, and the other is his teacher.
Okay, let me make sure
I didn't know it was that
understand
bad.
this.
Yeah.
So at first the teacher says, no, you're too young.
Yeah.
And then
And
their stepsister, she becomes a stepsister and now thinks it's okay?
No, and now
Because that's what it sounded like. Maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Yeah. So now they become, all of them become one big family. So they're living in one roof, and there's a lot of tension in the house because
tainting a
he's
poor innocent mind.
I'm so
I feel
confused.
bad.
The way he's describing this sounds insane.
It is
insane.
insane. Yeah.
It is insane.
Oh,
And
okay.
mind you, all of that happens in episode 1.
Yeah, that's episode 1.
Okay.
So the story just kind of evolves from there, from being just this insane kind of premise of just all 3 of them living under one roof and
Right.
just fucking figuring out feelings and shit.
So this is one of the anime you would say gives him like not highly rated on his taste.
This is a terrible show.
What's one that would make him say you have bad taste?
None. I don't think so.
Well, he did say you have. He voted.
Not
for
an
you
anime. My anime tastes the best.
Well, in
anime
what,
taste.
That is the most episode of my life.
What?
what do you have bad taste in? Would you say?
Nothing.
Like 86.
Yeah, you don't like
86 was
bro.
bad. Have you seen 86?
Don't know what that is. I think someone brought it up to me, and I thought they were talking about Initial D because of the car.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I definitely feel like you've probably watched more. The thing you just described, I've never heard anything like even similar to that.
Okay, here's
They're very surface anime then,
yeah.
I guess, because that's like...
I
pretty
watched
deep
most
in
of the
source.
main stuff.
Right.
I haven't watched too much crazy different.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like the anime I described, I wouldn't actually call it good. It's more like a guilty pleasure kind of show to be like, oh my god, this is so awful.
If you thought it was actually good, I would be judging you so hard right now.
But he loves it. He always talks about it.
Yeah,
because the guilty pleasure.
He seemed passionate. I could tell.
very
in a few
passionate
seconds,
about
it
it.
seemed like he liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a guilty pleasure.
Usually the guilty pleasure ones are the ones you get the most passion.
I just couldn't get over this interview he did with the author, and it was like the most polite thing ever. And it's like, so why do all of this?
I feel like because
That's how it always is in Japan.
that's how it always is, especially with
Authors are always so like timid and reserved, but then
Yeah.
like the stuff they write is like, holy fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I did that interview with the author of Read Over Healer.
You know,
Yeah.
we do over Healer.
Do you know Read Over Healer?
Is that like it sounds like an isekai.
That's my guilty
It's
pleasure.
almost an isekai.
It's almost.
But you like that show?
It's kind of
You know what
No,
terrible
it's
experience
shit.
I did have? I had so I had just finished watching, I think, Konosuba
Yeah.
and ReZero, I think it was. I watched
Yeah.
those two.
Yeah.
Really good shows.
And someone told me, I think Goblin Slayer was also sort of like similar because they had like adventures in a party, right?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
Konosuba had like, the mage, stuff like that.
The
And they're like,
happy-go-lucky
yeah,
stuff,
it's
yeah.
also like that. And I started watching the first episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is Aqua. This is like, because they had the whole party.
Yeah.
And then it was not like that. This was not the show I thought it was. I thought it was like that. They have like a little adventuring party. They're
Yeah.
gonna go on
Yeah.
adventures, and because I had just come from those two
Yeah,
other
Konosuba
animes,
was
that was
yeah.
totally different, and I did not watch another episode of that.
All right, we're
I-
about to taint Sykkuno's mind right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain Redo of a Healer?
Okay, so
This is not hentai, by the way.
Yeah.
And this is the guy with the best taste in anime out of you three.
Absolutely.
He's seen the
And
most.
he thinks this is a good anime.
No. This is definitely not a good anime.
It's a guilty
Well,
pleasure.
why are you
like-
telling me
like
about
It's a
me.
guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's disgusting.
So Read
It's
Over
vile.
Healer, it starts off, the main character is the healer in the party. All right, and it's like a standard party. You got your,
Okay.
you got your sword.
I mean, that's interesting because usually you'd think the main character is like the warrior or something.
yeah, like the
Yeah,
hero,
yeah,
right?
yeah, usually.
So there's
Guy
the
with the
hero,
sword.
there's
Yeah.
the mage, there's the tank, and
Yeah.
then the main character is the healer. But
Right.
this party treats this healer like absolute shit. Like they basically treat him like a slave.
Just like in real video games.
Just
yeah.
like in real video games, the healer is the slave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's the anime starts off and they're fighting the final boss.
Yeah.
All right, the demon lord or whatever. And they get to it and it's a really like tough battle, so much so to the point where basically the party gets pretty much wiped out. Right?
Is it like Sword Art when you die in real life?
No. This is just like a standard fantasy world.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like they
Oh,
just
so they just regular die.
they just regular.
I thought it was a video game.
Yeah, no, they straight up die.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
they basically they're on the they have like maybe 1 HP left and they're like, healer man, please help us out. You know,
Okay.
even though we treated you like shit. And then the healer's like, now's my time for revenge. And basically what he does.
so the main character becomes a bad guy.
Yeah.
He
just
basically becomes
lets
like an
them die.
antagonist, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like you've treated me like shit this whole time,
Yeah.
and now you're begging for me to heal you, but I'm not going to do that. I've trained up my healing power so much so to the point where I've become ultra powerful, basically. And so what he does
Okay.
is he basically kills his party and then kills the demon lord, gains his power, and learns the ability to basically go back in time, but he regains his memories.
Okay.
So what he does is because he's regained his memories, he basically goes on a quest to basically relive his life with that party that treated him like shit. But now he's going to try and do the most like horrendous shit to them as like payback.
It's some like weird, sick power fantasy
But he already
show.
killed them all.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's gonna kill them
gonna
again.
kill them
and,
again?
kind of like
But
make
torture
it.
them.
Yeah,
Well, because
torture
they
them.
did some
Okay.
very disturbing things to him.
Yeah.
So this is one of those, like those dark. What's the name for that genre?
Dark fantasy.
The ones where it's like an evil like kind of thing, and a lot of people die.
Maybe dark fantasy.
Maybe dark fantasy.
It's more.
horror.
This one's more of like
Oh,
one.
like Lost in the Made in the Abyss.
Oh, it's definitely.
Oh, like a dark fantasy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
It is
I don't
very
know. I don't know the name of
Two
the
very
genre.
different shows.
So that one was good. I liked Made in the Abyss. That one was good.
Yeah,
Made
Made
in
in
the
Abyss
Abyss
is great.
Made in the Abyss is a great
Yeah,
show.
and that is like objectively a great show.
Yeah.
But like
Like, not evil, but it's like it's dark, right?
it's
Like,
very
like-
dark. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
'cause
Or Promise Neverland, also some
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
Similar.
this one feels more not so much a good story, more like an incel's like rambling.
Wait, where did the incel part come from?
There's,
All this,
It's like big incel vibes.
Yeah, there
yeah.
is a lot
Of R word.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
What type of anime is this? Wait, this is a
Standard
crazy
anime.
question. Is this is not on Crunchyroll?
I think
it is on
it
High
was.
Dive.
It was on High Dive.
It's on
yeah.
High
What
Dive.
is High Dive?
It's another streaming platform.
Yeah.
There's too many streaming platforms.
Yeah.
There is too
I
many.
mean, that's
Like
just the modern
I like the
problem.
one. There's like Peacock now. There's a show I wanted to watch.
no one
There's like
watches
so
Peacock.
no one uses.
No one
it.
uses
Yeah.
Peacock.
Fuck is
I didn't even.
Peacock?
I've never even.
I don't know.
I think it's
Star
owned by
was telling me about a
ABC.
show. Yeah, he was
Oh,
telling
okay.
me the show is good.
Yeah.
The second I saw it was on Peacock, I was like, I'm never watching it. Sorry, but I
like,
just don't know what to say.
Yeah, because all the good TV shows are on like different platforms. There was Severance that was only on Apple. That
Yeah.
was
Yeah, it's on
shit.
too many places.
And it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Different places.
I ain't got anything Apple to. How am I going to watch this?
Oh, you don't use Apple like anything.
Nothing Apple.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a California boy like you.
Well,
You guys-
I actually used to not use Apple,
Oh, okay.
but my family would get mad at me because the text messages were green. I think
That's the thing that
craziest
What?
thing-
You got
I don't know what
bullied
the
by your
difference is.
family?
I don't know what the difference is. It's just a different color. The words are the same words.
yeah, that's
I,
crazy.
I don't know
I-
what changes when
I
it's
feel like
blue.
most people I
think-
met in California all had like Apple everything.
it's actually like a lot of America. It actually surprised me the percentage of people that use Apple in America versus the rest of the world. Because hearing about the blue bubble, green bubble controversy.
I don't even know what the
we-
difference is. The
first of
words
all,
are the same.
I think the green one is they have to like pay per text. or
No.
No. It's blue is for iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh, blue
So
is
when
iPhone.
iPhone
just
takes an
means you
iPhone,
have
it's
an
blue.
iPhone.
Yeah. So you can send bigger files, you can send video files as you text.
Yeah.
But they basically can I call it class segregation? Where they're all like, a filthy fucking Samsung user, you are a fucking green
Yeah,
bubble.
filthy green bubble.
yeah, that's what my family did to me, and they're like, "Please get it so our family group chat is no longer green."
That's so
I'm
dumb.
like,
I don't want to be judged at work.
I don't know what the difference is. I mean,
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's basically like a soft way for Apple to make sure that if everyone is on like one kind of system, then it pressures other people to join that system.
speaking
as
of
well.
things, there's a lot of there's no Teslas here. Is that?
There is very
I
little.
have not seen a
very,
single
very
one.
little.
I
guess
think
you're in
I think that-
California,
I think,
so it's
yeah,
Tesla.
California and even Las Vegas, they're everywhere.
I think the
Everywhere.
reason is because like there aren't that many like charging stations in Japan, and also a lot of the streets are just too narrow to drive Teslas down.
Also,
Also
Japan.
the speed limit.
Japan produces like the most cars in the world, and Toyota runs everything here, and Nissan.
Yeah,
So
Toyota, Suzuki, Honda.
They own it all.
Yeah.
So they're like, we don't want no,
Yeah.
because if you have a foreign car here, it's like a seen as like a luxury car. So if
like
you drive like a BMW
Mercedes
or
or
a
something,
Mercedes,
yeah.
Mercedes is like the
Yeah.
If you have a Mercedes in Japan, they
They're
fucking
like, "Oh,
love
Benz."
it.
Yeah.
They
I
love
saw
the
an
Mercedes.
initial D is where I saw it.
Yeah.
And they're like the Benz.
Yeah, dude.
Is that crazy? Like, I feel like where we live, we see them a lot.
Yeah.
Because in like the UK, there was never this like. Obviously, Mercedes was still a great brand, but like it's nowhere near
It's a
like
luxury
revered
car.
as
Yeah,
much
it's
as
not
it
like,
is here.
They're not like, oh, the Benz.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
what is that?
Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, you're not going to be in LA and be like, "Whoa, he's got a Toyota."
Yeah.
bro. Like, step back.
Yeah, I mean, even the car that Ludwig bought for himself was a little Japanese car, wasn't it?
It's
one of-
cute. It's funny.
Yeah.
But that's considered more luxury in the States, I feel, is because it's an old Japanese car.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like the prime.
Yeah, that's
time.
like an 80s car.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
vintage car.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quirky.
Yeah, it's quirky.
It's different.
Yeah.
very quirky.
I feel like the Japanese strawberries are so good. I
It's
barely
because you have
eat
American
fruits.
ones.
Yeah, like I barely eat fruits, and then I came here and I'm like, every strawberry is good.
Also,
They're
he hates
all
strawberries.
evenly
Yeah,
shaped.
I don't like fruit that much.
I don't like fruit either.
They made me
but
eat
here
a cream and kiwi
Kiwi,
and pineapple
yes.
sandwich.
Oh, the whipped
Oh,
cream
okay.
sandwiches.
Yeah, it was
With-
fucking
yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
Like Japan needs to stop doing this. It's not fair.
Do you hear that, convenience stores? Connor doesn't like it. You should be shaking in your
Yeah,
boots.
get rid of it. Fruit sandwiches are the dumbest thing ever. I just think they're so bad.
Oh my God.
They are.
He
They're
hates
so
it with a
they're
passion.
so bad.
I agree. Fruits should not be sandwiches.
No.
They're not as good as the other ones. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
So
have
just eat a
safe-
fruitcake at that point.
Yeah, or just eat the fruit. Why do we have to cover
Or
it in
just the
cream on a
fruit. That-
bread?
yeah, actually, I think I
Just
would
the
like
fruit.
that. Just the fruit in like a little container.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
fruit tasted good, so just give me that. Like, don't
Yeah.
give me this shit.
Yeah,
I hate
sure.
it so much.
Yeah, like if I want to like a kind of like a something filling with the fruit, it would be cake. It wouldn't be spread,
Yeah.
you know.
Like a shortcake or something.
Yeah,
right?
like a shortcake or something. Yeah,
I
come
think
on.
they're going
Japan.
for a scuffed version of it with like just the bread. a little
Yeah,
cream.
I
Like, you know what I mean?
You know, I would prefer like a crisp sandwich to a fruit sandwich. Honestly,
Sure.
Not that I wouldn't. You know, I don't eat
A
crisp.
crisp sandwich, is that like chips?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
like chips.
Oh man, my
That's like a
brain
Brit-
took a second to figure that out.
Chips, yeah.
It's like a British delicacy.
Oh wait, and chips would be fries. So
Not for me, though.
Oh, okay.
That
Wait,
would
where
be
are you from?
Australia.
Australia.
Well, no, so fries, like thin, long, thick ones, which are very normal in the UK.
Yep.
You get those more than you get the thin ones. Those are chips.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But
So
some
still
people,
call them fries.
but some people refer to French fries as chips still.
Yeah,
but it's
we
kind of
call
like,
them hot chips.
oh, okay.
Hot chips.
It's
Yeah.
kind of,
Is
it
there such a
depends
thing
where
as
you
a
go.
cold chip?
No, that would
Other
just
than
be
just
chips.
Okay, I'm just curious.
I
just
mean,
curious.
unless you've had hot potato chips before. Which
Wait, so
I
you
haven't.
live. How long have you guys all lived here? Like, same? Did you all move at the same time?
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
No, I've lived here like close to half my life.
Half of your life.
Yes. Like
Oh my God.
accumulatively,
That
yeah.
was a very funny yes. Yeah.
Yes.
How
We've
good
lived
is
here
your
for 3.
Japanese?
It's my first language.
It's your first language. I
Yeah.
thought you were from Australia. Guy tells me he's from Australia. I'd like to. I
He's
would
super
imagine-
fluent in Japanese.
Well, why wouldn't you say you're from Japan then?
No, because I was born in and raised in Australia.
Born and raised in Australia, and they only taught you Japanese.
No, they taught me English.
Oh, okay.
I'm speaking English, right?
Oh yeah, but I'm just like, it was your first language, so I'm like, well, what?
Well, it's
you-
like English and Japanese. I have like 2 first languages. So basically, when I was born, my mom taught me Japanese and my dad taught me English.
So you're like part Japanese.
Yeah, I'm half Japanese.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't look it.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
what did you
wouldn't
think
have
he
guessed.
was? Yeah, I'm curious. What did you,
You can say anything. I've had everything thrown at me.
I actually, I don't know.
yeah, what did you think?
Guess.
What would you have said just from looking at me?
I don't know.
Trying not to
like,
get cancelled 90%.
Maybe. I wouldn't have guessed Japanese. I'll say
No,
that.
no one ever does.
so the Japanese
Yeah,
people.
no one ever does.
Maybe somewhere from Europe. I don't know.
Well, I'm
I feel
half
like-
European.
I feel like if you were a soccer player,
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, he's a pretty cool looking soccer player. Or football player. I don't know.
Do you know what I think it is?
Um,
It's the beard.
It is
the beard, yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
beard
Because
maybe.
like when I went back to Thailand this one time, it's obviously like within the time I've been living in Japan, I've grown a beard. Normally, I'm like completely clean shaven, and it's like every Thai person, even my own family members, were just like, I've never seen this boy in my life. You Thai? You Thai boy? Who are you right now?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Beards
just-
aren't really a thing in Thailand, I noticed.
No, they're not.
There's just no beards.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
not
no.
grow a beard.
I mean, not a lot
so-
of Asians can grow beards.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, I grow a little hair here,
Yeah.
a little hair here, and that's
it.
and
Yeah.
then like a little here. But like I'll never get anything anywhere around like there.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're the rare breed that can actually grow a clean
Yeah,
beard.
I'm the rare breed. This is like a few days of growing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we did a road trip across Japan, and my beard at the end of that road trip, even though it was only 5 days, it looked like I just emerged from a cave, man. Holy shit!
Like a hermit.
Yeah, like a hermit, man.
Yeah.
Wait, was he in the RV thing or a different road trip?
Garnt joined at the end. He's referring to a different road trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We like road tripping, I guess.
yeah. We like traveling.
It's fun in Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Driving's fun in Japan. I don't know.
Yeah,
how fun
America
it
is
in
like
America.
mind numbing. You just drive 8
Oh,
hours.
well, there's a
and
lot of grass and cows in between.
Yeah.
Everything. So
Yeah.
that's
It's like, but that's not much though, right? Like in Japan,
It's not
there's
much.
always cool stuff to do along the way.
yeah,
in
yeah,
Japan.
Yeah.
You're never far away from something.
yeah.
So, what other plans do you have now that you're here in Japan? Anything you want to do, or were you
I
just
feel like we're actually low on time. Like,
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
got tomorrow, and then tomorrow we actually have a rehearsal for the
Right.
event.
Oh,
So
okay.
That's gonna be a thing. So basically, tomorrow can't do much.
Yeah.
Day after is the award show, so
Yeah.
that'll be gone. Then I'm leaving the next day.
What's
Oh,
your anime
shit.
of the year if you're presenting that?
My anime of the year.
Did you vote on the anime awards?
I don't even know how to. Listen, they said, come present an award. We'll pay
Yeah.
for all your stuff. And I was like, sure, I'll go. Let me know a day I got to show up. And
Yeah.
that was about it. So
Awesome,
I
awesome.
don't even know how to vote. But I mean, well, I will think it's cool that like they didn't make me do a bunch of shout outs or anything.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
just
yeah,
said,
yeah.
show
They
up
just show
and
up,
you're good.
yeah.
So very nice of them.
What would you have voted as your anime of the year?
That's so for 2022.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I didn't watch too much anime there.
It's okay, these boys didn't.
I'm
either.
right there with
I
you.
watched a fair amount.
Okay, let's all go through and say ours, and maybe it'll change my. Let's start over there.
But no. You should say yours first because we're going to sway your opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go last. I'll go last.
So Bochi the Rock is not from last year. I don't. think.
Technically it is.
Oh, maybe
Well,
Spy Family.
Is it nominated?
it's not nominated because for some
I
reason
feel like
Fall-
Spy Family is a good
Spy
one.
Family.
and that
That's
was from last year.
nominated. Yeah, that's from last year.
That was a really
Yeah.
good one that I did watch.
That was
So
a good
I guess
one.
I'd go with that just
Wait,
because I did
Fall
watch.
isn't included?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Probably recency bias, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think to like
Because
but
they had problems with that a few years ago.
But we'll include Fall in our anime of the year
All right.
prediction.
Yeah, I just go for Spy Family because I watched it the whole way
I
through.
mean, it's,
It's a good
it's just
show.
a nice, wholesome show. Yeah,
I
it's
didn't finish
very,
it.
Very
Good
solid.
show.
I got bored.
You got bored?
Really?
Yeah.
This is Connor's gamer
Okay.
brain going.
All right,
If
so
the-
you go next.
When is you're gonna like do assassinating? When is that gonna happen again? Like it's like she just became a housewife and she like actually became a housewife.
Yeah, but that's what people like, right?
No!
Yeah.
He's still doing spy shit. Why isn't she being an assassin still? It's fucked up.
It's called Spy Family, not Assassin Family.
Yeah, yeah.
Checkmate, atheist.
I feel like they had a really cool character and they just left it. They were like, well, fuck it. I don't know. Yeah, she should be a housewife now.
Yeah.
My anime of the year? No, okay. I mean, I did the low-hanging fruit's Chainsaw Man, but it kind of was, though.
Was that last year too?
Yeah, that was last year.
Technically, yeah.
Technically, yeah.
It's like, I don't think anything blew my mind more.
I honestly kind of agree with you. Like,
Like, I hate being that guy
Yeah.
who goes for it,
Yeah, yeah.
but it
but
kind of was the
was
go.
pretty
reason, yeah.
fucking amazing.
It was kind of fucking amazing. Like, I don't know how to be like, no. And then Garnt's gonna whip out something crazy now.
I'm just Made in Abyss 2.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
Oh, true.
insane.
I haven't watched Made in the Abyss 2.
Yeah, that was not nominated.
What?
Because, yeah, not many people watch Made in
I
Abyss
feel like it
2.
wouldn't have gotten the votes yet. I think it's really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
don't think it would get votes.
It didn't get nominated. I don't
Yeah.
know how. What I think is going to win the Anime Awards. I'm going to make this prediction now. So if it's correct by the time
this
it
age
comes
is
out.
polling.
Oh, here's what we do. Say
What?
like 5 anime right now,
Yeah.
and you'll look like a genius. They'll edit out the wrong one. All right, so just list them off. Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. No, I know what's going to win. It's Attack on Titan's going to win.
Oh.
It's
yeah.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
That's going to
sure.
win.
For the final season,
Yeah, the
part 1.
Yeah, but the,
Final edition.
the last
Whatever.
few parts have been so underwhelming.
yeah.
I thought so.
You thought last part of Attack on Titan was underwhelming?
I just like the memes, honestly. The memes
I
are the best
actually haven't
part.
watched. Yeah, I've seen the memes and I haven't watched.
Aaron talking to, well, I guess I don't want to spoil it, but you know, the meme with Aaron
yeah.
talking.
Wait,
that one's good.
Hold on a second. Why do you think it's underwhelming? I think Attack on Titan is like right at its best right now. Like the previous season with, without spoiling, like the plot twists that happened in the previous season. And some of the hype shit that happens, that's fucking, we are
Yeah,
at
definitely
peak
the
Attack on
crazy
Titan.
stuff's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's...
I think just the way that they're
I think it's the way they're releasing it has been
Okay.
really
It's just,
killing.
hype fatigue, right?
Dude, like I thought.
Final season.
I was
Yeah.
so ready
Season
for this to be
one.
the final season, and when I kind of figured out it wasn't going to be, I was like,
It's like final season, final edition, part 3.
it's just I think
It's gotten a little crazy.
As we've discussed before with like Netflix jail and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
how a show releases is
Yeah.
really impactful in terms of my own enjoyment.
Absolutely.
And I find that the way they've been releasing Attack on Titan, and not I don't know whose fault it is or where the blame should be put, but I think it's been killing the hype for me.
They're milking it. They're milking it.
Maybe
man.
I don't even know if they're milking it.
have.
I don't know if I don't know
It's-
if it's a mess of because they changed studio as well, which means like what was that
I
about?
would say I don't think they're milking it. Maybe in
I
terms
think
of
they're milking
maybe
it.
in terms
I feel
of
like
the
they might be. They're dragging it out.
Yeah.
maybe in terms of like the release schedule because it takes a long fucking time to make Attack on Titan as good as it is. I think.
No, it does. I wish they would just
No,
stop.
I don't doubt that,
and
but-
I think I would prefer them to just
Stop.
have a more extended break rather than split up into 5 million different
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah, that's been killing my
Yeah.
enjoyment. 'Cause it's like the where did they release the Code? You've watched Code Geass? Mm-hmm. They released Key to the Exile, but it was like this is way back by the way. Like, and this was like when I fucking love Code Geass, and they just kind of released these parts, 4 parts, just all over the place. It was like they dropped one, they were like it's coming next year, nothing. And then they just dropped 2 parts in one day.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything. It's like, what the fuck? Like, can we get some kind of consistency going on here? Like, it's like having like the accurate amount of like enjoyment or expectation, knowing what to come in with it and what to expect helps so much with kind of figuring it out.
Like they should like give you a date.
Yeah, or just tell
it
me
shouldn't
when
be
it's
too
actually
far
going to end. Stop calling it the final season. Stop telling me the shit, and it's fucking with my
They're
expectations.
naming this shit like fucking Photoshop files. It's just like, it's
like, 'cause I think when it's
Final edit
Yeah.
one.
yeah.
Final.
this
edit.
is the real final final.
like I feel
Actual final edition version 20.
I feel like to actually enjoy Attack on Titan, I need to wait till it's done and go back and rewatch all of it again in like one sitting, almost like one kind of just to get a real good enjoyment out
This
of
is
it.
why I
again.
don't watch anime weekly because I feel like in cases like this, your enjoyment just drops.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a marathon kind of guy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want it all in one go, and I think.
And I agree, but also I really love the public discourse that goes on every week.
Oh, same.
I love Last of Us. I love watching people get angry every week at dumb stuff that doesn't matter.
Try watching One Piece weekly.
Oh god.
No, thank you.
Nothing happened again.
Yeah, most weeks nothing happens, but every once in a while, one episode is really, really good.
Yeah.
But,
That's when that's when
a
you
lot
like
of times nothing happens.
being in the in on that feels so great. Like being able to have a shared experience with thousands of other people
Yeah.
without knowing anything about each other is kind of cool.
So what I do is I just open up Twitter, and if I see One Piece trending, I'm like, now
go
I'll watch
watch
the
it.
episode. Now the
I
big
literally
episode's
did the
coming.
same thing where where something big happened in the last arc of One Piece, and I was like, all right, it's time to catch
Time
up
to
to
watch
One
the
Piece, I
episode,
guess.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, there are a lot of content creators who can do like weekly One Piece content or weekly like Naruto content when that was still airing, and I'm like, how the fuck do you have enough to talk
There
about?
are some content creators who are still
How
doing weekly
big
Naruto
are
content.
Luffy's
I did
balls?
see a lot of I think it was Sasuke fighting dinosaurs from Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah,
from
the
Boruto,
Yeah. Did you guys see that?
I've heard of this. I haven't seen it.
I've seen
I
clips of
thought it was an edit at first when I saw it. I'm like, this cannot be legit. And I'm just thinking back to all like the Boruto fans that are like, yeah, it gets good later on.
Yeah.
And then we get that.
So the crazy thing is, I saw it 1 week, right?
Yeah.
And I swear this arc, I didn't watch it, but I swear the arc must have gone on for like a month at least. Because
Yeah.
at first it was one like raptor, and I was like, haha, that's funny. It's probably a one-off episode. Nothing can happen. Next week I see more clips. Sakura gets attacked by a brontosaurus. And then there's pterodactyls flying in, lightning, and I'm like, what is happening now? This has gone crazy. And then there's even one scene where he's like, Genjutsu doesn't work on this raptor. And I'm like, what on earth is happening? I was so confused, but I don't know. It could have been an edit. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure that's just Boruto. Every time I watch a clip of Boruto, I just like, what have you done to my boy? What have you done to my boy? I just imagine like Masashi Kishimoto, just like a single tear like goes down.
I didn't in Naruto for this.
He's like, it wasn't worth the money. I gave him the rights.
So he wipes a tear with like a stack of bills. Just I'm so sad.
Add more raptors.
So wait, why are they fighting raptors?
I don't know.
Because Boruto.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I shouldn't ask. That was a dumb question.
because
I
Boruto.
did think it was crazy that it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think Naruto should have just ended. If I'm being honest. Well, like,
What a hot take.
I mean, I feel like if you're gonna make a new series with Naruto or with a big franchise like Naruto, just wait a few years. You know, wait for the death of the franchise to kick in before you suddenly just reboot it and do something new.
But I feel for someone like Kishimoto and a series like Naruto, it would be almost impossible to like move on from that. Because, you know, remember he tried to release Samurai 8? Which is that like other manga that he started
nobody
doing?
remembers
that.
Of
Samurai.
course
Maybe
you
that's
don't.
exactly
Because
it.
no one read it. Because no one read it. And it got cancelled
proving
after
his
like
point.
3 volumes.
Yeah.
Because it's like no one read it. Everyone was like, we just want more Naruto. And it's
Yeah.
like, I feel for like an artist like that, it's so hard to like move on from something else unless the thing you move on from is like even better than what you were originally
Which is
known
tough.
for. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the
Really
only
tough.
example of like an artist who's successfully done that, it would probably be like, you know, going from Yu Yu Hakusho to Hunter x Hunter.
Oh,
Right.
wow, those are the same dudes.
It's the same guy.
dude.
Wow, yeah, they did great then. Yeah,
same guy.
Amazing.
Like Yu Yu Hakusho was
I like both
already
of those.
amazing,
Yeah.
and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna try and one up it, and he did. You know, so
Joey still needs to watch Hunter.
yeah, I'm saying this is someone who's never seen Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, okay. It was
Right?
good. One
Yeah.
of my favorites. for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And it's like and I feel that's the only way that like Kishimoto would be able to like start a new series and actually like move on from Naruto.
So
but
no more
Yeah.
ninjas or
I don't know. But then he was like, I'll just do a spin-off of his
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
No, I think it's
Nobody ever wants the sun.
Yeah, I think it's actually a different mangaka. So he's only
He's like overseeing it.
he's overseeing
Yeah.
it, but I mean, what does oversee mean?
which means he's
You know?
retired with stacks of cash.
pretty much.
Yeah, which means he's on the payroll, chilling out with mimosas,
Yeah.
having a good time.
He basically learned from Toriyama, and he's like, "Oh, you made how much off GT?"
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, I'll do the same thing." Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
God.
gets in a Zoom meeting and it's just like, oh yeah, we're thinking about adding dinosaurs to Naruto. Is that cool with you?
He's like, "Yes, that's
It's-
perfect.
yeah.
Keep going."
yeah,
He's like, I don't see why not.
yeah.
Jurassic Park did well.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Hunter x Hunter, though, they finally announced that it's it's not going on hiatus anymore. It's
it's just straight up canceled.
It's just straight up cancelled. Yeah.
Wow, I was hoping for something else.
Yeah. Which
Wait, why?
because
Why now? It feels like just commit to the hiatus because that's what they've been doing for like 20 years.
No, I'm glad that they just committed to the fact that we're never going to see the end of the story because we never were, even with the hiatus.
But he teased coming back last year like 4 times.
Yeah, I saw that. Now my hopes were high.
He had like 2 million likes on a tweet of him just being like, I might come back.
he drew a tree and it got 2 million likes.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah.
I think it's because they've finally realized that just like like Togashi was just huffing copium when it came to like coming back. He's just like, yeah, I'm definitely coming
Maybe,
back.
yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
That's a shame because I
And then
love
he just
Hunter x
vanished.
Hunter, man. It's such a good fucking show.
Then he took a nap and woke up. Nah, never mind.
And he took a nap, woke up, and it was 6 years later.
Yeah.
He was like, oh shit, okay.
He's like, all right, I can't do it anymore, guys. Yeah, but I'm glad it's at least like, I'm glad it's not on hiatus because I can like put in my mind, okay, this is finished now. I can put it away in my memories.
But it doesn't have an ending, right? It's just stopped.
Yeah. Well,
That's so shit.
yeah. I mean, Berserk fans are like first time.
But they're continuing Berserk.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah, but it's
all right. I don't know.
It's a different, it's a different author. So
Yeah.
there's always, no matter what, even if it like fucking slaps, there's always going to be that group of people who are like, well, is this the Berserk that was going to happen though? You know?
Yeah.
You know,
Did you read Berserk at all?
No.
so
It's
good.
good, actually.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I was telling
one
you
of the
about
goats.
Redo of Healer being a dark fantasy. I think the best dark fantasy is Berserk. Like,
Which one would you
legitimately.
recommend someone start with if I've never watched anything like in that type of show?
not redo of a
Not
healer.
Redo of Healer.
Berserk is definitely because like Berserk has inspired countless
I'm
other
also
properties.
more of a I watch anime, but I don't read manga like ever.
Okay, if
So,
don't
I don't know if
watch
that'll
the
change
Berserk
your-
anime.
Except
but
the 90s one. 90s one's
The
decent.
90s, I like the 90s
The
one.
90s one's decent.
I feel like if you are ever interested in manga, if you start off with Berserk, that's where like the peak of manga is.
Yeah.
If you ever were interested in
Well,
reading manga,
you like Elden Ring, right?
Yeah,
Elden Ring is like that. All that kind of imagery and the scale of the monsters and all that is all very Berserk.
Well,
inspired.
Miyazaki,
yeah.
the creator of the Soul series, has said that his biggest influence was Berserk.
It's
I mean,
like,
I have seen the guy with the big sword, which does remind me of a
Yeah.
lot
which
of
is
like,
which is the I mean
yeah,
you
the,
can
the
discuss.
style looks like it.
Yeah.
was Elden Ring your game of the year?
Yeah, it was one of my favorites. I
okay.
think they actually have his sword in the game, or a sword that looks very
Yeah,
similar.
yeah, you can
yeah.
get.
That was
I
a
used
homage.
it for ages.
Yeah.
You can dual wield them as well.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, which Guts
Not even
didn't
Gus
do.
could do that.
Guts didn't dual wield.
You don't get too much benefit from dual wielding the big.
You don't get that much. In fact, it's actually worse. I'm pretty sure.
But
I
it
feel
looks
like
cool.
It
looks
looks cool.
bad.
It's a statement at that point, you know.
What would you say then is like your like all-time favorite anime that you've seen? Like if you had to pick one.
Oh man, that's
I know that's a hard
really
question.
difficult. And I'm sort of the dude. So I will say my choice wouldn't be based on what I objectively think is the best anime. I don't know the answer for that either.
Yeah.
It would pretty much just be the one I grew up with. 'Cause
Right.
It has the best memories, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be like Naruto or One Piece because those are the first ones I watched.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I don't know if they're the best objective anime ever, but
Well, it
because
depends
of the
on
good-
which fan base you ask.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
I mean, I still
um,
think, I still think they're both great shows, but One Piece especially that's still going strong. In fact, One Piece is going stronger than ever after what 20 years
yeah.
now.
Wano was
Almost
Yeah.
30 now.
Yeah, Wano was fucking insane.
to get to that part. It seems so long.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you, man.
So long.
yeah. Even Joey needs to catch
Yeah.
up now. But
Very
yeah,
long.
it's
My One Piece video is just going to be a business class flight review at this point because I am only reading it on flights.
Oh, really?
That's actually what a lot of people.
Yeah,
I
because
caught up on a lot of stuff.
Because I
on
just
the
stick a GoPro and I just fucking read it, and then I'm like, all right, cool.
This video's going to take like 12 years to
And
make.
it's just all going to be flights.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know why you are doing it all in one video. You could easily like split that up into several.
I just want to make
videos.
like just one giant video.
Because like One Piece
fair.
fans are like kind of like JoJo fans in that
Yeah, they
like
want anything.
Like
Yeah.
as soon as you finish an arc, they're like, "What did you think of that arc? Tell me everything. What is it rank? I need to know."
Yeah, I just
God.
want to go through it. Then I'll make a bunch of One Piece content afterwards.
Yeah.
But I want to
Yeah.
make one giant One Piece video. I'm like, that is it. Just go to that video if you ever want to hear me talk about One Piece.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that for the JoJo video as well.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's just easy if I just do it all in
Yeah.
one big video.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, well, look forward to Connor's video in about 10 years.
It'll be
10 years when he catches up.
Yeah.
I think it'll come out either late this year or early next year.
Ooh,
Okay.
It's gonna take forever because
You heard it here, guys.
Okay.
Well,
I've
wait,
been doing
wait,
it for like
where-
7 months.
Okay, let's get an update. Where you're at right now?
I'm halfway, nearly.
Halfway.
Nearly halfway.
Arc?
Which arc?
Thriller bar.
Thriller
Thriller Bark.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Well, that one wasn't my favorite arc, personally. But
It was all right.
it was
alright.
It was alright.
it wasn't my
alright.
favorite because I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything. I'm trying my best not to talk about it. But I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'll just say that much.
Okay.
That's
okay.
good.
I'll save it for the video.
Yeah, we'll save it for.
Hyping up this video like Jesus Christ, like it's the second coming of Christ himself.
Another year.
Yeah, another year of hyping it up and not saying I'm not going to talk about it.
And then it's going to come out
Yeah.
this year.
Well, maybe next year. We'll see how it
Oh, wait,
goes.
he's backpedaling.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Just don't like CD Projekt
Yeah.
Red that shit.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, we're delaying the video 1 week.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So did you watch all of Naruto then? Or did you read the manga at some point?
So I watched up to most of Shippuden,
Yeah.
and that was most of it.
Okay,
that
so
I
was it like did you get to the 4th Ninja War arc at all? Because that's when I started.
I don't know if I did because so I watched a lot when I was like really, really young, and I'd go to so the anime wasn't so big back then.
Yeah.
What would happen is you would buy ripped, burned CDs from the local scuffed DVD store. And my uncle owned the store, and that's where I would get it from. And I would get like Naruto episode 1 to 10, super late, by the way. Like you wouldn't see it weekly.
Yeah.
And I just watched the original Naruto way back in the day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's very similar to how I first started Naruto. Actually, I bought my first purchase with anime was on eBay, and I thought I was getting an official DVD. No, it was just burnt DVDs.
Just a random burn.
Yeah, it was.
Guy
random
wrote on
burnt
it with a
DVDs.
Sharpie.
Yes,
Mine
someone
was
wrote
like
on a Sharpie.
Naruto 1 to 10. And
It was just
Yeah.
a CD folder with burnt CDs on it, and
Yeah.
that's how I got into anime.
I'd rather that than subscribe to Peacock streaming. I'll say that much.
same.
I'd rather that than like sub Espanol part 8 on YouTube.
Wait,
you know?
I used to watch that on YouTube because
Yeah.
for some reason, they wouldn't get mad at the Spanish subbed ones. For some reason. I don't know why
Those
that
were
was
the
a
only
thing.
ones that existed to
That was-
YouTube. Like,
Wait,
yeah,
how could you read the subs?
You kind of couldn't, but you would sometimes they would have the added captions
Oh.
or someone in the comments. But I did take Spanish in high school, so I could sort of understand some.
Okay,
But a lot of times it was just like, just see what happens, and you can
Yeah.
kind of tell from the pictures.
There's a lot of Spanish in California. A lot of Spanish, like you just see Spanish everywhere.
Yeah.
Spanish
So
TV.
it's quite common, like at least in LA.
Yeah.
Every school would be like, well, at least my school would be like, you have to learn a foreign language. They recommend Spanish because there's a lot of Spanish stuff.
Right. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
That makes sense.
I mean, for us, it was French mostly. I took Spanish in high school as well, though I've forgotten all of it. So completely useless to me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have to do anything in Australian? Like, what's on the Australian curriculum?
So it depends on the school, but my school only offered one language, and it was Japanese.
Well, that's awfully lucky.
And I'm like, well,
Perfect
easy
school.
curriculum
Yeah.
for me then.
that's awfully.
yeah, I literally sat
That's so
back.
strange. Really?
Yeah,
That's so
it was
crazy,
only
though. I would've
Japanese,
guessed.
and it's like, I mean, again, it depends on the school because like a lot of like the other schools in the area were offering like the standard like Spanish and French and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but for some reason our school was like only Japanese. And I was like, okay. So I would just sit in the back of the class and, they'd be teaching them like standard, like, IUU and like hiragana and stuff. And it's like, I was just sitting in the back of the classroom. Just
I can't
playing
believe the
on my
teachers
DS,
like made you turn up to that.
I had to turn up to it because it was in year 8. It was a compulsory subject.
Guy speaks better than the teacher.
I had
He's
moments.
like, I did.
Yeah, I literally had moments where the teacher would be teaching me something, would teaching the class something, and then just every now and then would be like, "That was correct, right, Joey?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's correct." I'm like, I'm getting paid for this, right?
You're like, yes, goes back to playing like
Yeah,
Final Fantasy or
Yeah, I was
something.
just playing on my DS the whole time. I'm like, it was great.
You guys got another recording today.
Yep.
You guys are going to be absolutely juiced, packed up. Because you
man.
got someone coming soon, right?
Yeah.
I think, Hassan's almost here, I think.
Yeah. Sounds.
If he ended his stream, he's on the way here.
Okay.
All right.
An absolute workaholic. There's no chance he's dawdling around somewhere.
Okay.
Kind of a little worrying, but
Some streamers are just like that. They've just min-maxed.
he gets to where he is by working like that.
Yeah.
I respect
I
it.
I couldn't imagine. I'm
6
glad to be a
a.m. every
YouTuber.
day.
Yeah. That's why I could never be a Twitch streamer.
Oh, I went to a YouTube summit thing
Right.
that I was invited to because YouTube contracted me.
Yeah.
And like, I think we were the only few, streaming is not huge on YouTube.
Yeah.
Compared to Twitch. So like I went there and I noticed the biggest difference between talking to streamers and YouTubers. They actually take breaks. Like I feel like for me, I'm taking like 8 days off streaming.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Like nobody does that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to do that. Usually I'll take 1 day off, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 day off a week.
Is that why you haven't? Is this why this is the first time you've traveled outside the country?
Well, that's just because I didn't have a passport and I never found a reason to.
Oh,
But yeah, I
okay.
feel like streamers don't take many days off.
Yeah, it's because you
Then-
can't. You are like locked in that grind. Because I mean, I've like tried, several parts to like try streaming more, and then I realized if I just take like 1 week break, your viewership just halves.
Yeah.
Like
It's not good for that. And you lose a lot of your subs. That's a lot of your revenue too.
Yeah.
So it's just bad all viewership down, revenue down, everything down.
Yeah.
And also you just know you're not, because like I know a lot of streamers, and when I talk to them, they're like, when I have the stream on, money's going up. I'm making money.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to be like, why am I not doing that?
Why am I not monetizing this?
I can turn this on and
Yeah.
I get paid and I got bills to pay, everything.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's very easy for streamers to just be like, oh, I could do that today
Yeah.
and make certain amount of money. Like I know some people who will be like, I make this amount of money every day.
Yeah.
And if they take a day off, they'll be like, I just lost some amount of money. Like, and they'll just feel bad about it and it'll bother them. I think it's hard to like get away from the mindset, but it's
Super
definitely
unhealthy.
I find it's a really unhealthy mindset. And I feel
for
like
sure.
that's why, yes.
Yeah.
What? The man is outside, so I'm good.
Hassan's outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And I
great.
feel like that's why it's so easy just to get caught in like streamer burnout. I feel like is way more prevalent than
Extremely
YouTuber
common,
burnout,
yeah.
because even taking a day off, you feel
Yeah.
super.
A lot of YouTubers that I met there are like, I make a video every few months, and then the rest of the time I'm doing whatever. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I've gone down to like a video or at most 2 videos like a month, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, have you guys met Michael before?
Reeves?
Yeah. He'll make a video maybe once a year.
Yeah.
He does
He's doing great.
But
He's
every
doing
video is a fucking banger, man.
Yeah.
You know, and his views
very hard on
Yeah,
it.
every time he uploads a video, views are always banging. It's always a banger video. You know, really respect him as a content creator.
He's one of the content creators. I watch every video he makes.
Yeah,
Which is a low
exactly.
effort commitment because it's once a year.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
I love his videos though, for sure.
Yeah, Michael
Michael
Reeves.
Reeves.
Oh.
Yeah. What'd you do on holiday? You take a break. What'd you do?
You don't take breaks.
Yeah, you
Yo,
don't-
he's
exactly,
always
yeah.
always live.
Yeah, that's why I'm
I mean,
asking.
most
He's
streamers
addicted.
are. I mean, I'm not as bad as Azan.
Yeah.
Say that. I do think moving to YouTube helped a lot. 'Cause
Right.
Now I get paid, like, can't say too much, obviously, but
Yeah.
now I get paid no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
I'll make enough where I don't have to be like, if I'm not streaming this day, I'm not making this money that I might need for something or something.
Right.
So I think moving to YouTube let me do a lot of things where I can be like, oh, I don't have to stream this day. I still got to do it. Like, you still feel it, but it's like,
Do you count this
Not
as
as
a
bad.
holiday at all?
I'd like to, but my body's telling me otherwise because we've been getting up at like 6 a.m. every day, going out IRL streaming every day. We come back. You saw us at that dinner. Ray was like falling asleep.
Yeah.
Like Hassan's still kind of alive because he was hopped up on coffee and stuff. Like the rest of us are like, guys, I can't wait to go back after eating.
Yeah,
Ray's
yeah.
like, if I drink a sip of alcohol, I'm gonna KO. Like I'm so tired. It was yeah. So it's like sort of yeah. I mean, it definitely was fun. I enjoyed it.
Do you want to travel more at all? Like,
I want to come back to Japan actually.
Oh,
I feel
hell
like there's
yeah.
so much we didn't get to do.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
here for such a short time. You should definitely come back and try.
And we missed our first day because of the delays and all
Right,
that.
right. So you
Yeah,
missed out
yeah.
on quite a lot.
Exactly. Like I feel like you've spent all the time in Tokyo, and rightly so. There's enough to do to like put your time in just purely Tokyo, but there's so much of Japan that's interesting as well.
Yeah.
And
I
you
feel like
don't,
there's stuff to do.
huh?
Compared to like LA, there's stuff to do.
Oh yeah.
Go around and do things.
Well, there's stuff to do as well in like close proximity to everything. Right?
Yeah, that you can
don't-
just go to. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I could like go somewhere new every week.
Yeah.
Like if you lived here, for example, right?
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
work and stuff, and then every weekend or something, I don't know. Maybe not weekends. Usually, so this is a pro content creator tip.
Yeah.
Just don't go out on the weekends because that's
Yep.
when all the regular people go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always go out on like a weekday when
Yeah.
like on a Monday afternoon.
This is my first week doing content creation.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, but a lot of people like are just. We were booking a vacation in Big Bear
Yeah.
recently, we just got it a weekend instinctively because that's normally what you do.
Yeah.
There's so much traffic. I didn't even get to ski because it was packed. And I was like, guys, why did we come here
On a weekend
on a weekend when we all could have just showed up at any time, like on a Monday at midnight, and like absolutely had no one to, be crowded with.
I think the only thing that happens when you, I guess, maybe become I noticed when you become a bigger influencer or whatever you want to call it, you still kind of do have this weird notion of weekends are kind of a bit more free because more often than not, maybe your agent is trying to contact you throughout the week and you say like, hey, I got this deal. You should.
Man, let me tell you, I'm the least.
I believe that. I believe it.
All my friends have like assistants. They have like teams.
Yeah.
I'm just the dude who just plays games. So I'm very not very professional.
Yeah.
This is so funny because when I was talking to YouTube about them buying me,
I
was
buying
like,
you. They own you.
Purchasing me.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
And then I was just like, I don't really have. They're like, so do you have any crazy plans coming up? And I'm like, no, I'm probably just gonna keep playing games. And they're like, okay. Do you want any help doing things? And I'm like, no, I was just gonna play some more Among Us and like some other games. And they're like, okay, what kind of content do you want to make? And I was like, I'm just gonna play games with my friends. And then I don't know if that hurt my negotiation at all, but I'm definitely like not as professional. I don't know what you call it. I'm not like a real content creator.
You just go with the flow, right?
Yeah,
I kind of just played games.
Maybe some would argue that makes you even a realer content creator because you're less
maybe. Wow, you are so nice, Connor.
I don't know about that. Just wait. We gotta have more food and drinks. And then
We got to bring the real
kidding,
side.
I'm kidding.
No,
Bring the
wait,
real
I mean,
Connor
I'm being nice now. But
Mouse always says nice things about you.
No, I'm terrible.
Well, no, I'm kidding.
No, that's true. That's true.
He does. Everybody does, actually.
Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying my weekends more. I've had to learn as a content creator how to enjoy my weekends. No, it's
true.
Genuinely, when you first start, you're like, I can work any day and then take a break any day. But the point is, I feel still like it feels weird taking breaks on weekdays, because everyone else is grinding and you just feel like I could be working right now because everyone else is working. You see like the messages from your agency and people are still in the office and you just like, doesn't feel like a proper break, but especially like, making friends who aren't content creators as well, especially and hang out with them. I've learned to appreciate my weekends more because it feels like nobody's working now. So I don't feel guilty for not working as well.
I think even just seeing messages about work can sometimes drag you back into that kind of work mindset.
Definitely.
So it like kind of ruins if you had a good vibe going on. You're like, damn it, I gotta stop what I'm doing to reply to
I
an
gotta
email.
pause this game and reply to this email. Fuck.
The game is the work.
For you,
Do you have a game off stream?
All the time.
Oh, really?
I
You're just addicted?
like playing games. I do think the biggest thing that stops me from ultra streaming is just my voice gets tired when you talk. So I typically stream 6 to 8 hours every day.
That's still a lot.
It's a lot of talking. It's
A lot of talking.
So at some point, like I physically will there's a time where I just lost my voice. And like I was like, I've just been talking too much.
Yeah.
I think it's like
I love that's where you draw the line.
Like when you just can't, and I'll still be playing the same game off stream. I just can't talk. I feel like it's like Disneyland.
Yeah, so do you have games that you play on stream or games you play off stream, or is it always the same game?
Usually the same, actually.
Okay.
Sometimes there's a few games I just play off stream because like
maybe it's not fit for stream or something.
Yeah, like if I can't talk while playing, like if I have to focus a lot,
Yeah.
I feel bad if I'm not talking because it's like that's the point of the stream kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
So it does depend on the game. There's
Damn,
definitely some games where
you're a more truer gamer than Connor is, man.
I mean, I just play TFT off stream because no one
I
wants
play
to
that off
watch.
stream too.
Because no one wants to watch you play TFT.
And I just don't know what to talk about. I can't be like, yo guys, I'm rolling the best. Like it's hard to like be excited when nothing crazy happens.
Yeah, it's also like a lot of information being taken in if you don't know it, and it makes no sense.
And a lot of backseating.
So much backseating from
which
chat.
makes it a struggle, a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
There's some games that are just awful at backseating.
Chess is bad.
Oh my god, I remember trying to play chess.
Chess is so bad on
my
stream.
elo like reduced by 200 messages. Sorry, 200 points just by streaming it.
Unironically, I believe I was a 100 elo chess player because first of all, I only did the bong cloud because I thought it was funny. And throw that in with the fact I'm actually just bad at the game, and it was an absolute disaster. Connor's pretty good.
No, I'm not as good as Garnt, as I've lost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He lost to Garnt.
Yeah.
Like once, or I mean,
Well, when
Like-
it mattered twice.
Yeah, the one time
when it mattered. What does
The-
this
when-
mean?
when- when
We
it
had a tournament.
matters.
We had a tournament and I lost. So
Oh.
it's a shame. I try not to relive.
But it's okay. He won it the chess boxing.
I did beat
That's
Ludwig
all
at
that
chess
matters.
boxing. That was fun.
Slapping. Were you ready for that? You looked kind of surprised.
Well, I didn't know until like 3 hours before.
Oh, I
So
mean
I
when
was-
he slapped you.
Oh.
I thought you maybe thought he wasn't gonna like actually.
No,
hit
no,
you hard.
I don't know. I think I knew it was going to happen. I guess you don't know. How can you prepare for a slap?
If you were hitting him first, would you have gone easy? Like,
I don't
I
know.
feel like I definitely would have. If I was there and I was against my friend, I'd be like, "Nah, we're not doing this for real,
Yeah.
right, guys?"
I feel-
And I'd be like,
I don't
"Oh,
know.
there you go," and then
I feel like we think the same on a lot of things, so I kind of just knew telepathically with him. I was like, all right, I know how hard we're going. So
and it was
like-
very hard.
It wasn't that hard, I think. I have
Oh.
a video that is out right now where I got slapped by muscle girls, and they definitely went way harder.
Probably buffer than Ludwig, I bet.
Most certainly buffer than Ludwig.
oh wait,
I mean,
was
they-
it at the there's like a muscle girl bar?
yeah, it was that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, 18 of them beat me up.
You got what? Would they just line up? 18 of them just
Yeah,
walk by?
yeah, 18
smacking
of them.
you?
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
He's got dog piled by.
I did.
How did you come across this? Like, did you just walked in? You're like, "Excuse me, could you all slap me?" Like,
You can pay for that normally. Yeah, if you're
You
a normal.
pay them to slap.
Oh, well, I
Japan
didn't.
is an interesting place.
Oh, yeah,
Dude,
you can
like,
pay.
some guys are into that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
Guys
lot of
love
the
that shit.
customers that go. They love being slapped.
Yeah, there's so many weird bars here that you can pay for weird
That's-
services.
Would you like to be slapped by a muscle girl, or is that not really your thing?
Probably not. No, I can't imagine.
I mean, you should try. We should see
Especially
if it's.
if I have to pay money.
Well,
Dude,
it's-
don't knock until you try it.
It feels more. I mean, it feels
Yeah,
more clean if you pay for money for it, right? It feels like I've done something wrong if I got slapped normally. But if I pay money, it's
Yeah.
like it's a transaction. I did not pay money for it though. At least.
a
So you
service
did
you're
something.
paying for.
So it felt good because it's free still, though.
It was, I was like, I'm getting a steal and I'm getting content. But the slapping part was the worst
So wait,
part
so
of the
how
whole
much
transaction.
Would it cost? Like, is it like $10 a slap?
I think it was $30.
$30 for a slap.
I
And you
think
got
it was.
18 of them.
Yeah, I
They
guess
just
so.
gave you like 600 smackas worth.
That's good
of
math.
Value.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, nearly. I mean, just
No,
under.
you're close enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bargain.
Good value for money.
That's what I thought when I was getting beaten up. I was like, this is great value
You're
for
like
money.
dying on the floor. You're like, yo, I'm getting my money. This is great. Just got like $600.
Can't say I don't like a deal though.
Yeah, this is better than designer clothing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like, actually, I don't get paid in money anymore. Just pay me in slaps. That's my currency
There
now.
was like a part of me for a brief second that got it until I got slapped a second time and I was like, I don't get it anymore. And I was like, this is just hurt. But for the first slap, I was like, I see what
I'm
this.
like quarter chomp.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't chub, but I kind of got the appeal of you just a woman just hitting you. I was like, I kind of got it for a brief second until it actually started hurting, and I was like, no more of this.
That was the
Stop,
serotonin talking.
stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Do
your
you
body
guys
was just-
also enjoy the slapping? Or
No,
am
I'm good.
I-
Slapping.
Because
I'm
I'm making the weirdest
I'm
faces.
definitely,
I'm good.
I definitely have a little bit of masochistic traits. There's part of me that does like get it, like a little, you know, when you
I
get.
think everyone does secretly.
Yeah, just not.
He's like, no, he's not.
It's at different levels, right?
I like it, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
You want to try a little bit?
No,
smack me a little bit.
no,
Light-
no,
light-
no,
okay,
no,
do
no,
it.
no. I don't. I don't
Yeah,
want
go
to. I
for
don't
it.
want
Yeah,
to.
go for it.
No, no, I can't. Joey will do it.
Wait, actually?
It's a hate crime if I do it. He can
I feel like
do
it's
it.
better. I feel like I know, of the
no.
three guys here, I know you're the best. So I feel
No,
like
no,
you
no,
have
no,
most experience.
no, no, no. I don't want to. I don't want
Also,
to.
I have rings on, so I'm gonna hurt him.
Take
That
the
would
rings off.
definitely Oh my god.
Take the ring.
Okay, you don't
Slowly
have to.
take them
I
off.
just thought it'd be funny.
I don't want to slap you.
Well, it's not hard. You're not.
I can't
actually
hold
hurting
back.
you.
It's not possible. I'm competitive. I'm competitive. I'd go for the kill. I
Guys
can't.
like Ken Pachi from Bleach.
I'd slap you full pound go. That was only 10%.
Oh my god.
Like Shaggy.
What's the dude from Yu Yu Hakusho?
You Hakusha?
Yeah. I pronounce things wrong on purpose.
Okay. I that you did.
Thing, yeah.
Yeah, no, but yeah, there's a lot of weird services you can get here in Japan. I don't get
Have
the
you
slapping.
partaken in them outside? So he's got it.
I'm
Outside of work, I do.
He has a wife that's super
Which one
into
did you enjoy the most of the weird?
None of
services
them.
you've done?
None of them.
Which one,
I've
like, did you dislike the least? Like, which
Oh, that's
one
good.
would you
Good way of
dislike
framing
the
it.
Yeah.
least.
You know, if you had to do one right again, and you're like, I'm gonna
Okay,
not hate
dislike-
this one.
Dislike the least. Okay,
yeah.
so there's two. Out of everything my wife has forced me to do, this is gonna sound so bad, right? Because
Okay.
either option is bad, but the one that I dislike the least out of
Right.
everything she's forced me to do is probably getting whipped. And that is.
Because you like the pain. Because the pain is not bad.
You know what? He was because okay. Here's what she forced me to do.
I have a weird question. Did your
Okay.
wife do it to you, or did she make someone else do it?
She
to
made
you?
someone else do it to me.
That's crazy. But okay.
Well, you paid
No, keep
for
going.
it.
Keep going with the
They paid
story.
for
yeah.
it.
Okay. So out of everything,
did she watch?
Yeah, she was there. So
Wow,
like
you and your wife are very. Keep going.
went,
Yeah, keep going.
we went to this bar. We went to this bar.
Okay.
And I was like, my wife covers a lot of like weird bars, so she was like, pick a bar that we're gonna film a video in together.
Whipping bar.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
picked,
we got the whipping bar.
yeah, so I picked what I thought was the most family-friendly sounding bar. It was a steampunk bar. I was like, great, steampunk. I love steampunk. I've seen Arcane,
yes.
you know.
Steampunk famous for their whipping.
Yeah, Fullmetal Alchemist. I was like, what's the worst thing that could happen at this bar? And so there were a few like punishment games that you could pay for at this bar, and I thought they were just going to be a very, very strong drink or something.
Right.
So the first punishment was labeled milk, right? So I was like, oh, it's just going to be like
Like the gallon of milk challenge. You drink.
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
it's
milk
just gonna
until
be
you
like
throw up.
like they spike some milk with alcohol or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be
That does sound kind of gross.
yeah,
Milk and alcohol.
Yeah,
sounds
but it was like a punishment that I was like, okay, I'll do it for the content. It wasn't alcoholic milk.
what was it?
So the first thing they did was they go to the back room, and the
Right.
first thing they emerge out with is a bib and a baby bottle. And I'm like,
drink.
where is this going right now?
Okay.
And so they get you to go on your knees, and they put the bib on you, and then you have to make baby noises. And then
Your wife made you go to this.
And filmed it.
We know who wears the pants in the relationship.
I'm so sorry for
it's okay. It's okay. I feel that pain. And
I mean, it birthed an amazing meme.
and then
so.
and then they feed you through the baby bottle, and that was one of the most embarrassing experiences
That
of my
was
life.
worse than the
Obviously
whipping.
steampunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, between
Yeah.
that and getting whipped, I'd pick getting whipped.
I'd get whipped too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would get
that
whipped.
just sounds absolutely
Yeah.
great. Oh my god! And the craziest thing is, your wife wanted you to do this.
Yeah, my
And she paid for it.
yeah.
She paid for it.
My wife paid for it, yeah.
Well, you know,
great content,
sometimes you gotta be the
right, yeah.
boyfriend
She
text.
just watched you do it. Did she get a kick out? I mean,
Okay, so she did a punishment as well, which wasn't as
Okay.
bad as mine. It was like I feel like she knew what she was doing. She was like, you can get the milk one. That sounds like the tame
yeah,
one.
that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too
Baby
bad.
bottle.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she was like, she got a fake interrogation with, and then she was in like a fake interrogation, and the barmaids were like faking like a really, really harsh interrogation, and then they had like a syringe full of alcohol which they like kind of like forced her to drink. That was easy.
That almost sounds like exciting.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah,
right, exactly.
Compared to the strange
Check off
baby
that
bottle, the strange baby bottle with the whipping and the noises.
Yeah,
Weird.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
interesting.
that's what you can look forward to when you
Yeah,
come to
next
Japan
time you're in
next.
Japan.
Next time you're in Japan.
Yeah, so if you were to recommend me a strange experience, it'd be the whipping. Or
okay, honestly,
Whatever you're into. Bro.
whatever you're into.
I don't think I'm into anything, but like I don't know. I just
You don't
feel
know
like,
until you try.
Yeah.
So you
Don't
should
knock
go
it
to
till
I
you
feel
the
like you have the purest mind, and we could really just taint that so
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Just
Go to the Muscle
Have
Girl
you
bar.
done any of these weird, like?
I've done some weird
Have you
stuff.
been whipped?
No, I haven't. I worked in a strip club here for a while.
You worked in it.
Well, for like an hour or two.
You stripped.
Yeah, not very well. I didn't make a lot of money.
Oh my god!
It's on YouTube. You can watch it.
That's allowed on YouTube.
A lot of it isn't, so I blurred a lot of it.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah, they were nice. It was a good fun time.
Wow. Okay. All right. Now tell me your crazy story. He's dressed up as a baby, gotten whipped. He's been a stripper.
Have you seen Violet Evergarden? The anime?
No, but the music's amazing in that.
Yeah, you know about it though, right?
Yeah, I know the general.
So
like,
I
idea
watched
for it.
a porn star dressed up as Violet from Violet Evergarden get DP'd, and I put it on YouTube.
What? Like in live?
No, it's not on the video.
No, it's not on the
No,
video.
I mean like you were there in the room.
I was there. I made eye contact with her.
That is so strange.
Yeah.
That's a thing. You just pay what? You just paid money and just walked in.
No, I got it for free.
You just doing a
but
video
like
about it.
somebody
I
could
did a
just
video
walk
about
in.
No,
and
no.
No. So I did like a behind the scenes of a porn studio.
Yeah, with your followers though, if you want to, it should be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you
No,
tell them
I
it's
was
for-
just shocked that that's a thing.
I'm kidding. I know. I'm
The guy
kidding.
was
No, I
like,
had to
yeah,
ask
come on
permission,
in.
obviously. Yeah.
Well,
but-
yeah, but I mean, like, I
You just
feel-
turned up.
I was just like, so I heard you're doing a
So my
violent.
question for you is, where did you come up with this idea? You talk to your team and you're like, guys, I really want to see this happen.
No, we
Can I
have
jump in the back
we
of
have a mutual friend who used to be a Japanese porn star, and she got me the roots.
Yeah.
She got
Oh,
good
okay.
connection.
So I was
And
just
she was like,
wondering
"Are
if-
you interested?" And
Yeah,
I'm like,
I was more wondering if it was your idea, and you're like, man, I gotta see this happen.
It was not
Yeah.
my
I'm gonna
idea.
go look for it. I'm getting my team on it. They're gonna find. They're gonna find. a
Look for where
studio.
they're filming this.
Get me in
right now.
Violet
Yeah.
Evergarden's my favorite.
Well, I must say,
man.
after that, it
Yeah.
no longer became my favorite show.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
You guys are crazy.
No,
I mean,
little
it's
bit.
like as
Japan.
soon
It's
you,
Japan,
once you
man.
realize, as soon as you get in contact with one of these bars or one of these like weird places, a lot of them know each other. So a
Yeah.
lot of them will recommend you to go to other places as well because they're really, really well connected. So you want to make a good impression because if you can make a good impression with one, that just kind of opens the door for literally anything in Japan.
This country is just a treasure trove of content, man.
Yeah,
Crazy
we're
stuff.
very sorry for tainting your innocent mind. I feel very, very bad right now.
I mean, I'll probably never see this stuff. I guess.
Yeah.
Unless you
Yes.
I mean, I don't even think I'd be able to find it if I. Well, I haven't even been able to get around for the most part. I've always been like, hey, can you help me get around?
Yeah.
Like when I came here, I got March to just be. I was like, March, call the thing, and I'll just get in, and they'll drop me off, right? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And I'm just like, okay. Gotten lost on the train system a couple times.
Yep.
So
As you do.
Yeah.
that's a whole thing. And I haven't gotten on a
You'll be a
train
pro next
that
time.
goes the opposite direction yet.
Yeah.
So that I haven't
that's
gotten
good.
that
A lot of
lost.
people do that.
I still do that.
Yeah, a
Sorry.
lot of times I have gone to like the wrong tunnel.
Right,
I don't
right.
know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, that can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure next time you'll have much more luck.
Yeah.
And,
Thank you
thanks
very
so much
much
for coming on.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. Thanks, guys.
Also,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, go check out Sykkuno stuff. Links in the description. And hey, look at all these patrons. You see
look
all
at
of these?
all
They're
those
just
patrons.
flying
Oh, are
through.
we
Which one?
behind the
Which,
paywall
which,
stuff?
No, we
No,
don't do
no,
paywall.
no,
We don't do
no.
paywall.
We don't do paywall.
No.
Point to your
Yeah.
It's
favorite
done.
patron. It's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Oh, but if you did, you would. It's
Get
on the
more
screen.
patron. Yeah, well, yeah, there's a patron right on the screen right now.
Yeah,
People.
they're all there.
Yeah.
Look at them
Yeah.
all.
It's the one you like.
Yo, is that
Yeah.
Iron Mask?
Maybe we'll take you to one of the bars and put that behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sounds excited.
I'll do it if Connor does it.
Why do I have to go?
I'll just feel more comfortable if
All
someone
right,
else
fine,
does it.
fine,
This guy's
fine.
already crazy, so guy will pretend to be a baby. I won't feel as awkward.
Goo goo gaga.
Getting slapped by 18 buff women isn't crazy anymore? Okay.
Well, he was just standing there taking it.
Yeah, you won
You were
it somehow.
actively-
It was like a JoJo fight for me. I was like,
I was just being a good husband, actually.
Yeah, he's right.
That's what they all
Yeah.
say. Yeah, but hey, if you like to
He didn't
support
want
the
to be there. He didn't want to
Yeah,
be
he didn't
there.
want to
He
be
just
there.
had to.
Yeah.
Would you go again? No, I'm kidding.
But hey, if you like to support the show, then go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us some memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see
Trash
you guys
Taste.
next week. Yeah,
Yes.
Trash Taste.
Which
Bye.
camera? There's like 3 cameras.
middle one.
All of them.
Bye.
Bye.